And we are live, everyone. Welcome. Let's begin. For when last we left these brave adventures, disaster had befallen Urgent City. A hue of purple light falls from what was once the brightly illuminated green crystal top Virgin City. That crystal shattered. The one in its place, one which is dark. Upon that spire did a betrayal occur. Did villains take the spire, push the Empress from the tower, and instill their own plan? While bravely at the gates did the defenders fight against the oncoming army, it was not the true threat to their home, to the place that they chose to defend. The true threat was a great monster which blasted its way from the ground, a horn of light and a horn of shadow upon its head. Corpse Colossus. To the marketplace, on an infernal sigil, did the civilians of Urgent City rally, and all of its surviving defenders. And salvation came from the hells. So to here, we all come. Negotiation was afforded by the hands of Shael, Natas, and Rhiannon, who spoke directly to the Lord of the Nine, Asmodeus, and secured for you all transportation from this place, transportation to the Valley of Rain, and to safety. All except for three amongst this crowd. Small gnome, a noblewoman, and you, Margie. We come now here. The gnome is the first to kneel, stepping forwards towards Asmodeus. He says, excuse me, my name is Davos Littlefoot. Presume you have heard my thoughts. The Lord of the Nine looks down to say, I have understood your intent. I have understood your design to join my rank. You were betrayed. You were trapped by a pact which few in these realms can undo. I am one such entity. What do you offer and what do you ask? Davos says, I ask that for my wife, Mara, and for my family, my many sons and daughters, safety in whatever great plans you have ahead to come. And that my love, Rodrigo, and myself might be reunited in life, in your service. Asmodeus will nod and say, You know not the wisdom which your request imparts. I accept. Your skilled penmanship and bookkeeping has reached even my infernal ears. Come, be at my side. Dave will make his way up. This noblewoman will step forward and say, hello, my name is Georgina. I don't know what I'm doing here. I did not want to remain. Asmodeus gives a snort and says, The Empress of the Virgin Empire had a personal grudge against you. One which if I did not fulfill, I am sure a less pleasant way would be offered to you. You find yourself unwelcomed by the leader of your society. Come, you will be welcome with me. She looks around awkwardly, but then shuffles her way up and joins in this pedestal. Now, for you, Margie. When...
She'll...
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, she'll step up and give, like, a little, like, curtsy to the Lord.
When you first arrived here in the Nine Hells with the many civilians, you had an impulse. One strong as but one time before, when stones fell from the sky. This impulse told you to hide. And so you did, ducking behind the heads of the others. And yet now, here you remain. Your cover is gone. So as you step forward and curtsy, how will you address the Lord of the Nine who looks down towards you?
She'll say, sorry, my lord, but I can't stay here. My friends are gone, and I need to return them. I think they need my help.
A long, heaving breath runs through the chest of Asmodeus. It says, "Is that so?" Is it so simple? Need to help your friends. There is confusion in the devil's face. And he lets the silence sit. Will you break it or wait for him?
I think she kind of, like, stands there, like, awkwardly a little bit, like, kicking at the dirt at the ground, like, waiting for him to speak, and then the silence gets too awkward, and she's like, yeah, they count on me. And I count on them. They're what's important to me.
Do you know what you carry? What it means to me?
And I think she knows, but I think she's gonna try and play dumb and be like, pick something else, like maybe her, like, Rod of the Pack Keeper or something, be like, what, this thing?
No. You likely would have been carrying it for a long time. It accompanying your journeys, the ways which you walked. Else how would it have been kept from my sight? Steal that which is dearest to me and treat me like this. I ought to find that wretched Frey prince, turn him inside out, melt him.
She'll just shout out and be like, don't you dare! I won't let you lay a finger on him.
Detective. It's up to you. Or down. He is standing above you, but there are times when he lowers his gaze even, entering his thoughts. He extends his hand, says, "Give me the Tome of Samael." There is no humor in these words.
Can I keep it a little longer? And I'll return it to you when I'm finished helping my friends.
Those friends are what are most important to you. Do you know what that tome is? Do you know what knowledge it contains?
Not fully. I stole it from my granny's house, and recently it's been...
You stole it not from your grandmother's house. Don't lie to me.
I did so. It was in her house. I found it.
Roll a persuasion check. And I'm gonna roll for him. You are telling the truth. I will respect your request and sling no further insults at the Fey Prince. But I ask once more, no, I demand. Give me the tome. For a third time, you feel that internal pull. No.
Yeah, I think she'll just kind of like grip it tighter to her chest and be like, it's mine right now. Finders keepers.
His eyes grow wide with rage. Flames begin to ignite around his profile. And as he reaches his hand out towards you, you feel that fire begin to illuminate around yourself. You feel heat as if wrapped in a sleeve, as if your feet are being lifted off the ground. Before your hands dart out mindlessly, flipping the book open to a page you don't recognize, words spill from your mouth that you didn't expect. An incantation is made, and you feel yourself teleporting away, transporting to the valley. And as you fade away from Asmodeus' sight, he yells to you, Cadlia! And then you are gone. And you manifest in the Witch Clan settlement. Safe. Amongst allies. Looking around, now what will you do, Margie?
I think first she definitely lets out like a large sigh of relief. Like, I think that she was kind of like shaking in her boots in a lot of ways, and it took a lot of effort to try and like pretend to be that brave in the moment. It's just kind of just like let out a sigh of relief and see Lottie and say, "Oh, it's good to see a familiar face."
It is good to see you, I believe Lottie would respond. We were all worried about you. You didn't come back with the rest of us.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like catching in the sights, I guess, and got distracted.
Rose, you were nearby as well, checking up on Mara. Also, having just had a rather strange encounter with a certain mother of a friend, looking for said friend, and harassing your new friend Natas about it. In result of all of that, you're keeping an eye on Barker Bones for just a moment, as Mara is searching around for people she knows. But you see Margie arrive. Before you can act, a flaming fey woman will sort of give you a simple bow, Margie, and say, "Hello, Lottie. I wanted to ask you again what you told me about that tree." Now, Rose and Margie, how would you connect?
Wasn't here last time. You gotta do that better in better English.
I'm trying to think. When would have been the last time that I'd seen Rosie?
You were together at the city when things were going crazy, but
Yeah.
Wasn't there for that either.
I think the last time you players were together was for the Battle for the Valley.
Long time ago.
A long time ago, okay.
So what Rose can remember from retellings of things that have gone on while I was at work. So we literally were in hell, yes?
Yes.
Yep. In front of Mr. Big Bad himself, the Lord of Hell.
Okay, and there was no bard that played Highway to Hell, I was told.
That is correct.
What kind of amateur group is this? Come on, you guys had one job, to find a bard in hell and play the song Highway. God damn it.
I'm sorry, that's on me. I've been there the most out of everybody here.
God, I asked you guys for very, very little.
I would prefer The Devil Went Down to Georgia if we were gonna have a musical accompaniment.
Also a very good one. I think your mother would prefer that one, I would think.
Probably.
Did anyone take no one was like in danger while we were in hell. Nobody was actively like fighting in combat and dying. It was just bartering us to get us out of there.
Yes.
Right, so Rose is not immediately concerned that anyone is like bleeding out or injured or dying. Rosie's just like, all right, that wasn't good.
And a detail I suppose I should mention as well for those of you who have not heard it before. On the exodus of the mass group from Asmodeus's warship, which floated above the second layer of hell, he informed you all of the future, of design, and told you several pieces of information. First, those stones which fell from the sky are more than you think they are. Second, Orcus must be stopped. He is the enemy of hell as much as he is of life, but in a certain sense, he's your problem right now. And lastly, to inform you that he, Asmodeus, is coming. Those details were what you were left with after your meeting, within which Natas made a very polite argument, bowing down. Shael offered the Lord of the Hells a pen wand as a gift, and Rhiannon made a moral argument for the sake of the lives on the ship.
Yep. Shael gave up her wand, which is also a pen, thinking that would be a nice gift.
Rhiannon's just an idiot. Like, flat out.
So,
I mean, I wasn't there, so
Margie will say to Rose,
I have plausible deniability.
Go ahead, Mark.
Have we heard about anyone who didn't escape to hell and back again with us? Anyone in the city? Do we know what the state of the capital is?
State of the capital, probably somewhere between 30 and 50% of the population of Virgin City was trapped within the city as the lethal shield fell around it, was pulled in, and slew them. They are now amongst the undead within the city. Of individuals notable to you, there is Dirk, who was outside of the shield when it fell, fighting with his Paladins of Stamos. Rhiannon dropped him off with them so he could be with his people. There is also Gael and Lucy, who remained with the defeated leaders of the Exaris, who had marshaled the army against the city.
Okay.
But Lucy was able to confirm that Dirk was still okay last Lucy knew.
Right, which hasn't chronologically happened, which we're about to catch up to where we are in present time. So, without further ado, let us do that, and let us do so within the High Clan settlement.
Real quick, the stones that fell from the sky, that's not the stimonium again, is it? Because that stuff's starting to piss me off.
It absolutely is.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Come on now. Come on now. Is this your first day here? Come on.
That's like the worst MacGuffin ever, and someone worships it. It makes no sense.
I can make it worse.
Oh no, believe me, I'm sure there's a way where the
Someone
MacGuffin will
worships
absolutely be worse than it always is. I'm just saying.
I can make it worse.
The number
Well,
of
think
times
of-
I've come back from like a week at work and like somehow stimonium's involved, I just, God damn it again. Where does this shit keep coming from?
Well, think of the people that had it made into weapons and armor and stuff.
Got a story about that to come as well.
I'm sorry.
Let's catch us up on further events. Since that arrival time, which we just witnessed, several things have transpired. First, the Virgin Empress has met with both the clans of the Valley of Rain, as well as mages, refugees from the Southern Mage Tower, with whom she is presently negotiating. She will be on her way to speak with you all shortly. Additionally, Rhiannon took a trip to her home, as well as to aid an old wizard in reclaiming his home, and discovered where the Paladins of Stamos had completed a deal with the Asmodeans. Lastly, did a group of you return to Virgin City, and in so doing, sacrifice one of your own. Lars Larson, once a proud city investigator, this being Tevis's character, vowed to remain with his deathly boat, his flying ship, so as to the time comes when you all have united the continent against Orcus and the city of dead that Virgin City now is, that he will reveal himself again and break that crystal, shattering the protection and allowing good to march through the gates. But there is one greater complication. The staff of Orcus, that dreaded skull-tipped wand which had caused so much trouble here already in the valley. Natas accepted it, and some form of pact with it, as drawn up by Lucifer, so as to learn its secrets, to learn the secrets of the amalgamation of Orcus that has been born within the city, how to defeat it. As an 8-foot-tall angelic woman tried and failed to do so during that incursion. Natas learned that souls of the kin of two beings trapped within the horns of that monstrous creature must enter the horns and free those imprisoned. You all understand this to be Natas's mental prisoner, the daughter of a Cato Dentarel trapped in the Horn of Light, and possibly Lucifer, son of Mephistopheles, trapped in the Horn of Dark. So, with these pieces fully in play, your course set for today to trot across the continent and unite the allies which you have congealed over the course of your great campaign. Bring them together to prepare for siege against Virgin City. Let's go then immediately to Rhiannon to fill you in fully on the details of what happened with the Paladins of Stamos.
Yeah, so Paladins of Stamos, well, the one in charge, what was his name?
Gervin
Guess his name
Hamrock,
now.
the Golden Dragonborn.
Gervin, Gervin. He is, far more confident than he is smart, and that's a lot coming from me because I'm an idiot.
I'm sensing a theme with the Paladins of Stamos.
Yeah, they got, one of, the followers of Asmodeus were trying to get at least one of them on their side. He didn't. So now nobody gets fancy weapons because they took all of the sky rocks with them. So the devils are gone. Yeah.
This has connected the fact that the Epicrium merchants, which have been across the continent, Mistress Elizabeth, which several of you met in Porthoris, Mistress Critica, whom two of you met on the way to see the Virgin Dragons, these are agents of Asmodeus. The shaping process of sky stone into item is one which has been performed by his followers uniquely.
Yeah. And when Gervin said, nope, not going to be a paladin of Asmodeus, they left with the rocks. So there's that. Told you I could make it worse.
So all of the Knights of Stamos are...
Now it appears if they had weapons, those are still there. They just took the unforged rock, but they had a lot of it.
The Paladins did, or did Asmodeus?
The Asmodeus, the followers of Asmodeus did.
I mean, it sounds like that's fine, right? Because, like, we probably don't want to associate too much with that.
Oh, no, I don't want to at all. That's why I wasn't too bad about it, but I do think the Paladins of Stamos are a little pissed off.
Well, considering that Dirk thought he was naming it after his deity, and,
Was Stamos just Asmodeus the whole time?
No.
Stamodius?
That would be amazing.
No. That would have probably made Gervin's life easier, but no, he's just dumb.
Gervin presently rides to Dalefen, where last was known to be Dirk Sternglen, to find him and possibly anoint him with a new position of leadership.
And probably make him a little angry, too.
So we're talking about Gervin Hamhawk here, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirk was trying to gather all of that stuff in name of his lord. Stamos.
Oh, and that's what they were kind of doing. It's just that, well, followers of Asmodeus had their own ideas, and
they win.
News,
they win.
Wasn't a major fight. Bad news, yeah. I've probably made folks in hell angrier with me. I feel like I'm doing something right.
So
it's fine. It's fine.
Shael, care you to share the details of your lineage's nature that you discovered in Virgin City?
She doesn't have 100% of a full grasp on everything. So at some point she might.
Not
but
now.
She
That's
herself
fine.
she still hasn't figured out exactly, was it a trick?
Mm-hmm.
Was it her imagination? Was she dreaming? Was it real? She's not 100%, so.
Okay. So, for Gwei here, did you wish to share anything regarding the nature of your conversation with the Chosen of Orcus in Virgin City?
I don't really recall anything that was... I mean, I don't know if she said anything to me that was anything more than just... Yeah, I think she just said that, like, we can join them if we want. And we won't be turned into undead slaves. And I was like, that just sounds like being an undead slave with extra steps. And she couldn't really give me a better argument than that, so... I mean, I vote we try to kill her, or die trying.
Sounds like a fair plan.
Alright. I think we are caught up. So, the Virgin Empress approaches you. None of you have had much contact with the Chief of Police in Virgin City, but he seemed to have a very friendly relationship with some of the fellows who you traveled with who'd spent more time there. But nonetheless, the Empress, Liavet Castavel, will step forward so as to present you with several proposals. We have here a couple of voice lines that Christine has recorded for us, which I will now play. Let's hope the balance works out right.
We must talk of the future of the Empire once the threat of Orcus is ended. My first priority is revenge against that traitor Yena and the Elder Deathbinder. If my life is the required cost to acquire it, so be it. As Empress, I commit to reforming the Virgin Empire. This new era will be just to mages and allow them to live free. The Valley of Rain will be declared a sovereign state and only engaged by the Empire if desired. We will strengthen relations with the Northern Alliance and the Realm. Lastly, the fiendish role in our restoration will be remembered, and their orderly actions tolerated.
And lastly,
To help maintain balance, I might propose a senate upon which the leaders of the factions of Cadlia may sit and rule alongside me.
there stands her proposals. What make you of them?
I mean, I don't fuck with devils.
That was more of an allowance, I might note. Let me also copy for you these in text. I believe this should do. There we go. This is what she presented.
Rosie was taught if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And for one of the very few times in this campaign, she's actually going to listen to that.
Alright. Not a fan, I take it.
No. It's the fact that I've been right for the last 4 months, and the only person who knows it is me. I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Alright.
Because we all know why I originally was here, and that was to get the government off its ass, or its head out of its ass, or both. I haven't actually decided what the original mission was.
Little column B.
So,
So we're actually learning that we actually need proper, what's the word I'm looking for? Interaction with government? Yes. Oh, wow, magical. I don't know. I don't live here, so I'm gonna leave it up to the people who do.
I mean,
The only thing I would tell the Empress is that you can create a senate, but it's just going to be a bunch of aristocrats arguing with each other. If the goal is to create democracy, that's not going to do it.
right. So her proposal stands as this, and you are all in place to argue for alterations to this proposal. Her first priority before any sort of ruling after this is done is to get revenge against the traitors that struck her. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's kind of I feel like we're all on the same page on that. If we don't want the giant undead thing roaming around,
Right.
So, I think we're all on the same page there.
So as for her proposal, it is for her to remain in the position of Empress and to retain the government of the Virgin Empire over the continent of Cadlia. And she lays out that in that position, she would have greater allowances for mages, considering, for one, she herself is. Valley of Rain would be declared sovereign, Northern Alliance would be strengthened, and the fiendish element is mostly mentioned due to the fact that the only reason you all escaped Virgin City alive was because of a portal to the Nine Hells. So,
Fair.
and the Senate is put out there as a option, a possibility, if a more joint set of rulership is required. And again, this is her proposal. If you all want to make different kinds of plans, what this is primarily addressing as a plot point is what happens once the bad guys go down. Hoping that they do. What happens to the Virgin Empire? Its foundations have been cracked. Are they torn out completely and replaced with something new? Is the Empire rebuilt as it was, or is it reformed, built differently? Or would you like to follow the Exaris school of thought and plunge the entire continent into anarchy?
Yeah, that one.
No,
I like that one. I like that idea.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
one.
Because that's going to be a problem.
I mean, not the let's kill all the evil Exaris guys, but like the other people that were
The ones that are
part of
totally
the...
cool.
Yeah,
Like the
I
good
like
ones
the-
are nice.
all I'm seeing is
Nice
my home
ones.
getting burned to the ground. So
nice ones.
No.
Um,
See, nobody understands anarchy properly.
Yeah, I just don't really.
if it's organized anarchy, it's okay.
Exactly.
Speaking on behalf of the Deathbinder family, that is family business. It will stay family business. And if the 15-year-old doesn't take revenge, her father and mother will. So I'd say leave that in the family. But Grampy, I'd like to say it's open season on him now, knowing what we know. So have at it, kids. The 15-year-old isn't going to stop anybody if they get a chance at him first.
It's, besides Asmodeus, like who's like the top, like I don't know, like 4 people that need to die.
Asmodeus isn't on the table of foes right
Man.
now.
You're gonna kill Asmodeus. He's a fucking god.
Yeah,
Not that
Asmodeus as of right now is our
folks on
is
the
like,
table
on our side.
Let's see. I right now have a single-minded focus on the former headmaster of Mage Tower, but that's my own personal issues. Thank you for making him dance, by the way. That was amazing.
I will
Are there like
do
other
it again.
people like within like the government of Virgin City that we know have turned against us besides, the ones I warned you all about? All of them,
I mean, any of the ones that aren't here right now, yeah.
pretty much. Okay.
I have a proposal for the Empress.
Yes.
I think you should give all of the crystals back to the dragons.
She will inform you that they have, in fact, been running out of crystals. The mine ran dry, and that's why she accepted a proposal put forward by her traitorous vizier to take on artificial crystals crafted in the Mage Tower to replace the power which the Virgin Empire has needed to hold its reign without legal magic.
Well, you should do something to
Well,
make up for that.
How old is the Empress?
Yeah.
I believe I have that down here. She's fairly young.
Old enough to know better.
That's
Oh,
a whole
she's
lot
young,
of
never
murder.
mind.
No,
then.
that's the thing is I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think she is old enough to know better. I think that's the problem.
Let's see.
Marisol didn't seem to understand what was going on in the Mage Tower completely, so there's that.
No,
She's 38.
she.
Oh, jeez.
And-
That's not young.
and has the position because there ain't no mother or father around anymore.
Oh.
Well, it's. I mean, you inherited the position, but did you actually get taught how to do the position? I'm gonna go with no.
Oh, look, she's in the
got
same
taught how to
position
do
as the
it, taught how to not ask
15-year-old.
questions.
Yeah, she's in the same position as the 15-year-old, basically. Like, don't ask what goes on in the basement of the family business.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
as
I
far
think-
as
Yeah.
the situation of the necessity of crystals, that kind of goes away with mages back on the scene. Like with magic
Right.
no longer being illegal, with the magic is sin doctrine expunged, the role of mages in the government again
where-
can stand.
Is there anyone of the Inquisition force left, or are they with the bad guys?
As well as you know, and with Jake, you were not here for our session last week with all of the many folks. The High Inquisitor was with you during a parley with the Exaris army before they attacked. She broke line and attempted to assassinate their leadership, and was summarily struck by a lightning bolt, which the Empress herself cast for betraying her intentions. High Inquisitor was locked up in the military complex shortly before the battle, her Inquisition force was on defense within the city. None of them are here, and she's not, so it's entirely likely that they're all dead and amongst the undead.
Shit.
So we just have to make them dead
That's
again.
like Rose's concern
Mm.
now is like on a piece of paper. Rose is like scribbling, like, you know, generic like forces that we know, like setting up the chessboard. Who do we don't have? Who do we might expect to see?
Yeah, we'll put a lot of
On the
tokens
other
on
side.
our continent map very shortly, because this is going to be a gathering of forces session.
So-
As Mark, you're going to be stepping out soon. I would love to hear what your take is on all of this. What Margie's take is.
So I don't think Margie would have like a proposal to the Empress. Like she like doesn't understand any of that, but I think she would like pipe up and be like you're a magic user yourself, and well, so many of us have been hurt by the Empire, and what changed your mind to allow magic now? Like why didn't you do this sooner, and how can we really trust the Empire in the future not to go back to this way?
She'll say, well, I do believe that the Elder Deathbinder was truthful about one thing, that the refugees from the Mage Tower were out in the cold and wanted nothing to do with the government. Well, I've just been speaking with them and getting their side of the story. I truthfully did not know how bad it was at the tower. I thought everything was fine. I have been surrounded by a system which has been promised to work and done my best to keep it work. My first priority has always been the people of this continent, and I still stand for their interests. I would suggest keeping myself in rule, as I have the experience of doing such, but if it is desired, I can step aside, but I must hear a proposal with equivalent value. I will not accept anarchy under any circumstances.
Besides her, like who are the top? Rosie will just ask. I don't know, like top like 5 people besides her in the government that are still alive, and if it even exists.
Let's go down the
or
list.
Is it just her at this point?
We've got her. We've got the High Cleric, which is here in the valley. We actually have the Admiral of the Navy, who has not been on the scene at all during this campaign. The Deathbinder family is kind of taken care of. We have the Police Commissioner, who's present, the Vizier, who is traitor, the General of the Army, who is dead twice. Thank you, Natas. We have the other commander, who is also a traitor, dead. Baron, dead. There's the Ambassador, who's still in Dalefen. That's kind of what we're working with here.
Do I like the Ambassador guy? That's the one I like.
He's fine.
But that's one I don't like. He's the one I like. Okay. Oh, it's the Wood Elf Ambassador. I don't hate her anymore. I dislike her strongly.
Hides in Wood Elf.
All right, hides in Wood Elf. Fantastic.
No, not
No,
you. Not you.
Mark, I'm going to thank you for joining us. Now is your time to dash, and so have a fantastic rest of your
Perfect.
evening. I'm
Thank
glad
you,
to have
everyone.
had you. I'm glad to have
Good
had
luck
Mark.
tonight.
Bye, Mark.
Take care. Thank you.
All right. Now, let's see if the tech switch works here. Bop. Ah, it worked. Mostly. Let's fix it.
We now have a Milo where a Mark was.
Let's
Not really.
get this.
Milo's been here the whole time.
Let's get this, and let's get
And minor
this.
details.
Team, we are in place to roll for the rest of our session tonight.
I have not a proposal per se, just because I, up until a couple months ago, was rather removed from the Empire, but I'd like to request that those of us in the forest are represented in some capacity as I got shipped off to the Mage Tower, and my family thought I was dead.
She'll say, well, that
some
is
kind of connection would be nice.
that is entirely one of the reasons why I proposed a senatorial option. To ensure something like that doesn't happen again.
If I know we've been too removed. I know that.
So I'm going to take us now to our map of Cadlia. This has been the setting for our campaign since we began in the middle of last year. We now stand to conclude this story on Sunday. Before that time comes, you have the opportunity to gather your forces to siege Virgin City, as well as prepare for what it will mean for this continent to have government after the forces of Orcus are resolved. So, to that end, I have presented the Empress's proposals. I will need, officially, an answer from you all, particularly if you have any interest of interfering in any of these proposals. I will count what the Empress has presented here as the status quo proposal. So if you want to alter that, before the session on Sunday is the ultimate deadline for that. But before the end of this session is the cleaner deadline. So I don't need that answer now, but before 10 tonight, if you've got something, that'd be good. Does that all follow? Does it all make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what would you all like to do for the rest of our session? There's one event which will be taking place on the map, but otherwise, the board is yours.
Who do we know that we can go gather? I mean, we could go to 14th Forest. I know some people there.
Let's see. We're currently where? Again, we're up here. We're
in the
here.
Valley of
Yeah.
Rain.
If we believe that Dirk and his paladins would have retreated to Dalefen, at some point I feel like we need to stop there on our way to Virgin City.
I do need to speak for our friend Victor, who is currently in our chat, suggesting that we allow the devils to be citizens of the Empire.
Aren't they already? Just
The chat of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at him.
I mean, they kind of already are. They just live beneath the city,
Yeah.
if you want to
That's a
think of it
different
that
plane
way.
of existence. That's
We've
not...
just-
Yeah.
The bullet point there is we've got the devil's advocate present.
Yeah.
Those
The devil
terrible
on our
eggs.
the devil on our shoulder, if you will. Appreciate you, Victor.
Victor, that was your fault. You let him do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I honestly could give less of a shit about what the Empire ends up as in terms of how it's structured. I guess anything's better than like everything that allowed this to happen, but I just don't see any of her proposed changes as any kind of fundamental change in the status quo that would prevent another catastrophe like this from occurring. Just would be a different one.
Well,
So
at least the Empress is willing to at least hear ideas and consider change, as opposed to being like, we're going to rebuild the city and it's going to be the exact same way it's always been.
I mean, she should fucking abdicate for being so goddamn incompetent, is what I personally think. She let all of this happen completely under her nose.
I'm not
Yeah.
against that idea, but
And
She's a fucking war criminal. She like let her direct subordinates torture and kill people for generations.
All right,
Like-
so am I hearing that Gray Hair wants to
Hi.
overthrow the government by just killing the Empress? And Gray Hair is
No.
like, I'm the Empress now.
No,
Is that what I'm hearing?
no, not at all.
That's not what was said at
No,
all.
it's
It's
not,
an
it's not
abdication.
what he's saying.
But
Victor's
abdication is
also
not
suggesting
murder.
that the devils be given political rights.
Again, where they're from, I'm sure they have those, right? No, if not, then talk to your dad, talk to your boss.
I mean, if they're living in the Empire, they might as well have the same rights as everyone else.
Yeah, so
They're not.
as far as the Empress abdicating her seat, she could do that, and she may even be willing to do that, but it is a question of who's better for the job. And you could say anyone, and then I'd say, okay, who? Who's anyone? Is anyone the mayor
instead
of
of
Dalefen?
anyone, it could be anyone's plural instead of one person ruling.
Thus, the Senate proposition. There doesn't need to be
so-
an Empress over the Senate.
Yeah.
I'm
I
guessing
mean-
my character isn't even old enough to vote, so again, this isn't really her area
Does
of
she
knowledge.
have? Does the Empress have a successor of
No.
any kind? Is there anyone else in that
No.
royal family
No
that would
kids.
inherit it?
No kids.
Okay.
Well, then maybe.
Get busy?
And then, well, I mean, like, the two options here are to just dissolve the monarchy and establish a republic, or to establish a constitutional monarchy with, like, a parliament of aristocrats, which I also don't like the idea of.
Yeah. Well, if we let the
So, I mean,
devils
I think if
like
you actually set up a senate made up of like all the towns, and you actually, I don't know, for the first time in 300 years, actually listen to them, you probably would accomplish things because as I've been able to figure it out, your citizens are actually pretty freaking capable. The problem is that you've forced them to be uncapable for what, 500 years, millennia.
Hmm.
Been a while.
I think that
this is a potential no, feudal Japan is not the one I'm looking for, but this is a country that is so far behind standards on basics, everything, fundamentals, policy, you name it. They're going to have to catch up real quick, and I don't know if any of the people in their current leadership group are capable of that. And I get what Gwayhair is saying.
I mean, I feel like Virgin City is not going to be habitable after this.
No.
Or if it is, it's going to be like, yeah.
That's
So-
a major rebuild project. I can already see it. And I mean,
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't even need to, because like,
well, if they wanted to have a city again.
yeah. I mean, here's the main thing that I think is that if we have a Senate, or we have some kind of, parliament, or like just kind of any form of democracy, like it shouldn't just consist solely of, the nobles that run each settlement. It should also consist of like additional interest groups and organizations that have power and say in the region and have influence over people. Like, for instance, those people that the queen ejected because they were fucking unionizing, like those people should have a say. And
Yeah.
the elves of the Fourth Hate Forest should have a say. The fucking Virgin Dragon should have a say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right there is exactly the proposed idea.
Okay, so it's because I mean, just saying a senate. I think
So
that's
she-
that's kind of
Yeah. I think when she says Senate, I think she is thinking like Republic, because I think she knows once she leaves power, whenever that is, whether that's by death, retirement, what have you, I would think there would have to be a plan for replacing the top people at government.
She should.
Whether that means you promote from within, from someone else who's been in a leadership role, or I don't know. But I think that needs to be the biggest thing settled upon for them, would be that level of succession. The immediate steps are problems all over the place.
Yeah.
Reconstruction, her being in power, is probably the only way that this works. But aside from that, there's
Yeah, I mean, she can stay in power. I think the plan should be, let's get everyone together after the fact and be like, okay, this is how this shit's gonna work. And then as soon as that is set steady, like, The assumption here shouldn't be that the Empress is going to have a successor, because that would just lead to a civil war, like, immediately if there's no successor.
Yeah.
So the implication there is, I don't like the idea of a monarchy for obvious reasons. So I think that she should abdicate and end the monarchy when there is some modicum of stability. Or maybe have some kind of rotating system where perhaps there's some kind of elected monarch.
She is the last Virgin Empress. She completes her rule, and when she passes, there is no successor. The government transitions into a republic. Or before she passes. Before she passes,
work on phasing it out, but like you had said, some level of stability before we. Because the other thing we need to think about, though, is how many people are still loyal to her. Because completely,
she's generally liked.
That's what I. Well, I mean, I know that you said that 30 to 50% of the population was still in the city.
Right.
I just want to. Okay. So I mean, obviously, like,
a bunch of people are dead ski there, but there is a large population group. Some of which got evacuated to the valley. A lot of which are on this road traveling south from the city, probably headed for Somerst and some for Dalefen. When there was the fear of the Exaris army. And therefore, we have a situation where there is a collection of people that would be sort of the people of Virgin City that the Empress might even represent if she was no longer following that title, if she was just
But there are still folks loyal to her, which is completely upending things and removing her completely right after we get rid of everything that's going on right now.
Right. Probably not ideal.
Would lead to a level of chaos that even Rhiannon can't abide by. And she's a pretty big fan of chaos.
This is also a good opportunity to make this transition, considering if you are getting together all the people of the continent to break the evil within the city, they'll then be there ready to hold a meet and decide upon the fate of the future.
I mean, that's the other part, at least from Rhiannon's point of view of trying to make these decisions, is one, she's been so removed, she just wants her people to be part of the conversation at this point. And so even but being part of the vocal part of the decision making as to what happens to a place that she wasn't really connected to feels horrifically wrong, because these people already made decisions about her future, and it sucked. So let's not do the same.
All right, so it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, we have a basic proposal in order, which is that, assuming the evil can be defeated and all coins will be put down on that, after its fall, amongst the ashes of Virgin City, a meet will be held amongst the leaders of Cadlia to establish a new ruling setup. Initially, it will be as the Empress proposes, where she retains her title and position, and there is a simple Senate made up of those positions on the continent which wish to have representatives, with representatives that are put forward by those locations. So, for example, the mayor of Dalefen, the lord of the Forthane Forest, one of the members of the Valley of Rain's clans, a representative for the provinces each, such as Raston, who led the miners. These people come together and form this organization.
If people don't have a voice, I will probably do what I did before, do it again.
Right. There will then be, immediately following the organization of that, a plan to, if desired, rebuild some version of Virgin City, and a plan to detransition the Empress from power. Does that sound good to you all? Is that something we can run with? Is that something you want to amend?
Yeah. We have to establish a bourgeoisie state before we can have a socialist revolution. That's what Lenin said.
The fact that I knew that,
I love you.
and I'm not surprised at all that you said it, is tremendous.
All right. Jake, Sue, those things sound amenable to you?
Again, the 15-year-old really isn't up to speed on politics and regimes and government stuff.
Okay.
And
And
Vladimir Lenin.
considering the people that taught her everything, one of them is a traitor to the whole whatever. Like, she doesn't really have much of a leg to stand on at the moment as far as opinions go. So
Okay.
she might not even stay on this continent when this is all over with. Like, she might be leaving. So
That is indeed a question.
you all have fun.
And Jake Rose, representative of the Northern Alliance. And
Yes, I am.
and
I
maybe
am
we can
all
see you
for-
there. I'm just seeing a curtain
Oh,
of
sorry.
fluff.
Sorry, Cat. I am all for any plan of government that is better than the current one because the current one sucks
That follows. Okay.
and is barely I mean, shit, the place makes Soviet Union look like it was a well-oiled fucking machine.
And so here we now have a plan. Is it a good plan? Only time can tell. But it is a plan, and a plan is better than no plan, certainly in the circumstance of government. So with that set, with the future more certain than was before, where are we going now? To whom are we going to first? How are we uniting all the peoples of Cadlia? Margie's gonna stay with Natas and make sure he's okay as he's taken on a pact with another thing. She's worried about his soul.
Fair. While we're here, I would like to make sure that the mages are willing to help. Obviously, no push if they don't want to. We've all been through enough.
Okay. Well, please feel free to approach them if you like.
Yeah. Well, now we're down to 5. Okay.
Oh, there's more over here. They're
Okay.
not quite
yes.
with the main group.
Yeah, no, it's more of a where Salve. Oh.
Yeah, she's over there. She's just hanging out. She's
okay, as long
she's
as she
gonna have
hasn't completely skipped town.
No, she's just gonna kind of float nearby. Lucy, not Lucy, Natas, is curious about that
That's
whole
fair.
staff business.
That's fair. Okay, that's fine. I just, again, I will never completely trust that woman.
Mm-hmm.
Don't dislike her, just don't trust her. Elvina,
So-
I sure your conversations went well?
Yeah, I mean, I helped influence what I think you just heard was
Yeah.
the Empress's drafts for a new, better society. So yes, good.
Okay, but we have step 1.
Yeah.
Can you guys help with what's going on in the city first?
She looks over her shoulder towards several of the teachers from the Mage Tower and several of the vocal students. And the teachers both nod their heads, sincerity, and
I'm
Lome
sorry
and Cedric
about
are gonna
knocking
give
you
a-
out too.
Mino will say, it's fine. Lome will say, if we can help, yeah. Cedric's
Judy,
gonna say,
do me a favor, stay in
let's-
the back lines.
Yeah, we'll be careful about that.
You have range stuff. You stay in the back.
Avena will say, I'll present this to all of the students, present and otherwise. Volunteer only, though.
Yes, of course. No. Volunteer only. We've all been through way too much against our own will. People want to stay back. If people are scared, just we'll find places to hide if we have to. I'm not putting them through anything else ever again.
And Lulu and her mentor have already agreed to help as well, so...
Yeah.
I believe that the mages of Cadlia, I suppose, are standing ready.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll be there. Stay safe, you guys. Please.
She'll nod. All right.
I know. Water back.
What's next?
I don't know, because I only know one other group.
Yeah.
I'm a little weirdo from the trees.
Others. Where do your sights lay?
at some point we gotta get to, like I said, we gotta get to get where Dirk and the others are, but
Delphin.
that can wait.
How about the valley?
How many refugees do we know are leaving the city, and in what direction?
As of now, a great number. Probably approximately 30% of the city's population, at least. And they are on the road south, traveling towards Guaher's home city, which is here, Sommerst.
And that city, actually, house a couple extra thousand people, or no?
Not really. That's, but hopefully they don't need to stay there long and they can turn right back around and go up to the ruins of Virgin City. And hopefully it can be reshaped.
So in the valley, I probably want to talk to Ulfgar and Frida.
Excellent. We can go to them in just a moment. Firstly, I am getting for you all. I'm going to tag this in all players' journals, and I'm going to drag it down here into documents. A proper map of the continent, so you can refer to it while not on this main page. So let's move down here then. Back to the High Clan settlement. The clan leaders are all over here. Way here.
Hello.
As you approach, Ulfar and Frida will greet you. Ulfar will say, "Good to see you. I hope your mission to the city was not a total disaster."
Like a slight disaster, but we rescued a lot of good people.
Frida will say, "That's good. What brings you here now?"
Well, with, what's the name of the captain that just offed himself to Lars? With Lars's sacrifice, we'll be ready to lay siege to the city. Do you have any soldiers you can spare for the battle ahead?
Ulfar will nod his head and say, "We have been preparing for this. The clans of the Valley of Rain, stand ready. We will send all who are willing and able to fight to march towards the city."
Thank you, Ulfar. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that the Valley remains autonomous, and that the systems of power that exist within the Empire that were able to oppress your people for so long are dismantled.
Thank you. Frida and Balgruf will be going with you as well to the city. They hopefully can be a face for our people in ensuring that is so. But we've already made clear to the Empress that while we will fight this evil, unified with Cadlia, as even our clans have not been before, we will not do it if we do not have her personal assurance, which she has given us, that we will be granted our sovereignty. We're off to the right foot, is what I mean to say.
It's a step in the right direction, but yes, without victory ahead, all of that is for naught. I'm sure the cult of Orcus will turn their sights on the valley once the rest of the Empire is turned into a strange, undead clockwork machination, or whatever the hell their plan is.
Indeed. Well, rest assured, it was mostly a posturing tactic. We've seen here in our own home what that force can do. We won't let it rise again.
Okay.
So these two join.
Here in the valley, I believe we could also go talk to the Dark Elves.
That's true.
You could see your spider friend.
My spider GF.
Yep.
All right, to our main
That's
map.
the one.
Let's get this going. Drop a grid down here at half width. See if this is appropriate scale. Now let's just make these folks all a bit smaller. Alright, so we're starting to amass people. Good. Let's go then, within the Valley of Rain, from here in the High Clan settlement to the Dark Elves settlement, which is in these woods here. Where here you arrive.
Cool.
Approach as you see fit.
Pull my notes again here. So we're probably gonna want to go and talk to Easy Zothan, or whatever the hell his name is. The bee's niece, Zothan.
Miss Elder Yeezys.
Elder Yeezy.
Does Rhiannon have any ties to the Valley Mages, or is she off on her own?
Up in the Fourth Aid Forest. That's where her folks are.
She did assist
that's
rescuing
good there.
several members of the Sage
did,
clan
yeah.
from the tower.
Oh, yeah. But again, I mean, if I've got the mages, because those are the folks I know.
Got it.
All right. If you all would like to join Gwei here, down here by the fire, Gwei here, you approach the Basalon family, and Elder Nuzuthen will turn towards you with recognition and say, Gwei here, Valandrasil. It is a pleasure to see you once again. What brings you to our camp?
A weighty request. Soon there will be an opening to strike at the Cult of Orcus and cut off the head of this cult, but we need anyone who can fight to join us.
Well, that shouldn't count me. I'm far too old and decrepit. That's just a little joke.
I know your magic is much more powerful than your frail old body would deceive.
He turns immediately to his daughter, who's like, says, no. She says, oh, please, Dad, I want to help. Say, you're far too precious to our people. Why? Because I've heard Lothira's call again? Because you think that our old religion might be back in presence? How do we even know that that's a good thing? Put it this way, if I die on the battlefield, then that's less problems if it is bad. He says, that's not helping your argument.
She's a free person and should be able to make her own choice.
I cannot leave my people leaderless. I am sure that our associates from the Dark Below would be willing to aid us. He gestures towards Markiar, down here by the other campfire. He will say, well, one of us then must be left. Who will remain? Torven, the oldest brother of Basalon clan, whom, Rose, you were aware of, was missing as he had been signed to the criminal organization known as the Hand. He is back, and with Rodrigo's demise, free. And he will say, Father, you know my sword is sharp. I will go where you wish me. Irvan, the youngest brother, will actually be the one to say, I think I owe my people the most. My reckless actions have put us in some of the biggest danger. I'd be happy to stand here. The father nods his head and says, so be it. Time has come for you to lead, my youngest. And he turns towards you, Gwei, here to say, the Dark Elves of the Dark Below stand in this fight.
Good to have you.
Ambassador Turkler will approach you, Rose, to say, I suppose you'll be wanting the Fourth Ain Elves on our side as well.
That's a very big assumption, ma'am. Whatever would give you that idea?
That you need all the hands you can get.
This is unfortunately true. We are beyond desperate, but I explained that months ago, and now, finally, someone knows that I'm right.
We're not.
Dear, how...
We don't need your help. You need our help. Because if we don't all work together, we're all going to die.
Yep.
This isn't...
Who's me? She says, I've been on your side basically since the beginning.
I don't know about entirely that statement is true. However,
I fulfilled my duty to the Prince of the Forest, and as soon as he was dead, did I put up a fight? Did I try and ride this Axbeak here back to the woods?
No. You being a person of your word and you being right are two separate things. Honor you might have. Wisdom, neither of us have any of that. We know that.
At least we can agree on something.
Exactly. What's left?
I don't know. I've been here. I've been attempting to establish some kind of good relations with the Dark Elves and undo several generations of bad blood between our kin.
Right.
I'm just doing what I can to clean up what I can.
Have her and Rhiannon met at all? Is that the same?
Rhiannon, you would probably know of this woman. She is the outbound ambassador for the Forthane Elves. You haven't been to the Hall of the Forest Lord too many times. Your mother served in it before she married your father and moved into the woods. But other than passing visits, you know of her, but don't know her personally.
The name means something, but face means not a whole lot. Also, remember, guys, I was out of commission for months. I was stuck in a tower. I know no one.
Sounds like excuses, ma'am. Sounds like excuses. Would I know at this point that Rhiannon and Ambassador Lady are from the same Wood Elf clan, or is that not how that works?
Rhiannon is rural. This woman is urban, at least so far as it goes for forest elves.
Podunk. Pleased to meet you.
The urban forest folk.
She sees
nice
like
trees.
5 people a day. I see 2.
Fair enough. How if we sent Ambassador Lady and
well, you've got Rhiannon
and someone.
You guys can all go.
Yeah, we can all go.
We've got transport via plants and windwalk as
I understand
travel
that.
options.
Would that be a good idea?
Plants prepped right now.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean,
like literally, we are still, we still murdered the prince guy. I know we don't have like the blood taint curse shit thing, but
You're welcome.
But yeah, would us going there and plead, hey, I know we killed your jackass prince. There's a lot of that going around right now. We need your help. If that's the way we want to do that.
Toraclear will say, I will go with you and I will speak best of you as can be. If that is to speak none, I will.
Again, this involves everybody, so...
And she can't do any worse than we can do to ourselves, quite frankly. I know that.
When we move to the Forthane Forest, which I imagine we will, you may bring her along if you like.
We absolutely will do that for sure.
Shael.
At this point, we have no reason to keep her here.
Shael, are you hanging out on the edge of town here, or are you coming into the settlement?
No, she would be in there. I just didn't move her.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, she'd
see,
be over with the elder and everybody.
As looking in the direction of the edge of town, arriving after you, both of your parents.
All right. All right, she's gonna kind of, I think, give herself a quiet, or as quiet as she can be, pep talk, and square her shoulders, and say, if you'll excuse me, elders, there's some very important family business that I must attend to. I will be back soon and make proper introductions for anyone who hasn't already met my very famous mother. Like, in her mind, everybody knows who her mother is, but, that's just her.
Elder Nuzuthen will give you a respectful nod and say, "Go, child." Coming here, your mother has her arms out and is ready to embrace you in a hug.
Yeah, she throws herself into her mother's arms. And like, with one arm around her mother and the other one, like, reaching out for her father. I'm glad you're both safe. I was very worried. We need somewhere private to talk. There's been a very bad development. I need you both to be aware of. I just don't know how to say it, but we need to be somewhere private.
All right, let's go, says your father. And why don't we head over to, well, as private a place as any. Why don't we head to the llama farm? Llamas don't snitch.
Why not? Why not? No one's gonna punch a llama on my watch. Damn it! You heard me, Chris. You heard. Yeah, you heard me, Chris. No llamas are getting punched today.
Sir, why are we bringing up episode 2 stuff? Why has the joke not died?
No llamas will be hurt while I'm around. Damn it.
Your father puts his hand on your shoulder and looks down into your eyes, Shale, and says, "What happened? What do you need to tell us?"
All right, well, do you remember how before you left to find Mama, I told you that some people were saying that Grampy betrayed everybody. The city, the Empire, the Empress, us.
He looks bothered.
It is true. I can't confirm that. Grampy himself told me. He's dead. He's very dead. He, according to him, he's been dead since I've been alive. Most of the time you've been alive. And he openly admitted that yes, he betrayed us and everybody. And well, I tried to punch him, but I couldn't because we were traveling through the land of the dead, thanks to Lord Mir. And so I tried to punch him. Nothing happened. But that's basically what he told me. And well, I just wanted you to be aware because the next time we see him, I'm pretty sure everyone in the city will be out to kill him, re-kill him. I'm not really sure. But now everyone is basically Grampy's enemy.
Your father stepped away. His fists are balled up tight. His face is stiff. Turns, looking just off into the woods of the Valley of Rain. And Shale, your mother just gives you a big hug and says, "I'm so sorry, honey. Thanks for telling us."
I'm sorry too. I'm sorry when I tried to punch him, nothing really happened. I would have liked to have done that for all of us. I don't know where he is now, but as I said, I'm pretty sure the next time anyone sees Grampy, he will be a very big target, and I guess rightfully so.
Benevolence Jr. starts to walk away towards the woods. A llama kind of bites at him for a moment, and he gives a and conjures magic for just a moment, and the llama gives a and runs away.
Now is not the time to play, Mr. Llama. I'm sorry about that. If
your father disappears into the woods, and your mother says, "Let him go. He needs time. He needs space."
Tell me. I'm very sorry that I am the one to tell you any of this.
It's okay. It's the truth. That's what matters, and we believe you. It's his problem right now. He never wanted to hear this. I've always had my suspicions about my stepfather, that he was strange, that what he always was pushing his son into doing was wrong, bad direction, and I've warned your father about this many times. I'm sad that I was right.
Well, one other thing, when Papa comes back, I will tell him, when I asked Grampy why would he do this to his family, he said there was a time where he was very sick and knew he was dying, and he decided it would be better for him and his family if he didn't die and just stayed undead forever and ever, and that he wanted the same for all of us. And then, well, I'm sorry, this may shock you, but he then took his brain from out of his skull and showed it to me and made a joke. I did get the joke. It was a bad time for a joke, but I did get the joke. So maybe that is something to take into consideration.
Here's my consideration, Shael. I see who you're organizing with. I see what you're setting out to do. When time comes that we put on armor like you already have, your father and I are going to be right along there with you.
I have asked that the family business stay the family business, and that Grampy be left to you and Papa and me, I suppose, if I get to him first. I do not know if anyone will honor that request because everyone is very mad at him. But I will ask again if everyone will please stay out of the family business, if possible.
We'll keep it in the family if we can. She pats you on the back and says, Let's go find your friends.
Yes, I'm sure everyone who hasn't met you already is very excited to meet someone as famous as you are.
I know you got a celebrity in the family. Let's go have some fun with that.
Yes, everyone will be very glad to meet you, and yes, to have a celebrity, I'm sure is a very special thing for everyone.
All right, folks, it's that time. We're gonna go for our 10-minute break. When we return, we can do a catch up on the Valley of Rain, see if there's anyone else, perhaps the members of the Dream Grove, that you wish to attempt to bring into this. And otherwise, we can then set out for the Forthane Forest, for the Dragon Spine Mountains, for Port Thoris, and for Dalefen, perhaps even the northern regions where the remnants of the Exaris force remain. And by the end of the next 2 hours, we will have our force and we will be prepared for the final battle that is ahead. Be back in 10. And we are on. Mr. Jake, your soup awaits when it needs you. Let's resume. Where last we left, plans were being set. Forces gathered. Factions organized. Here in the Valley of Rain, Shael has just completed a conversation with her family about their traitorous, undead grandfather. For the rest, the Dark Elves, who are sheltered here, have decided to join in this attack. Where else within the Valley of Rain, if anywhere, would you like to go?
Maybe... Are the dragons still hanging out by the source?
Nope.
Where are they?
Probably back home.
They are on
should-
vacation.
Should go there later. We go to the Dream Grove and ask that weird fucking
Dream Grove.
Wolverine thing.
Mm-hmm.
If he
Oh,
wants
that's
to
true.
fight.
He was
Yeah,
nice.
no, I know somebody who's also sitting at the Dream Grove. Yeah, we kind of need to do that.
Okay. Dream Grove it is. Let's go. Here you are.
Let's go
at the
make some new
entrance
friends.
to the cave which leads to the Dream Grove.
Mike boys. I don't want them. They're precious and need protection. I'm not going to ask them to die for us.
There's Shael's bug, owly bear friend and her little mushroom friends. She would not ask the mushroom people to fight. They've been through enough.
All right.
But she will stop and say hello.
No, Rhiannon has one person she needs to speak with.
Yeah. Shael will happily hang out with her mushroom friends and the owl bear if she is welcome.
She certainly is welcome.
Aw.
And Rose, are you continuing with the rest or waiting for Shael? What's the deal?
Do you want to meet
I'm
an owl
trying
bear?
to literally pick up my token and move it with everyone else, and the game is just like,
Yeah, no,
Do you want to meet an
I
owl
got you.
bear?
I got you.
The owl bear
It's-
is very lovely.
Yeah, I see. I know what's going on here. All right. Shael, the owlbear is sleeping. Would you like to wake
Aw.
it?
No, that's rude.
Don't
you don't
poke
walk
the
into someone's
bear.
house and you don't walk into someone's house and wake them up.
The
Nope. She will then talk with her mushroom friends.
the mycoid will gesture forward to say, "Peace, friend."
Yes, friends. Nice to see you again.
Life, peace.
Your new home is lovely.
I really like what you've done. Liz.
Grow,
Yep.
grow. Peace.
I hope you get to grow.
I think he's trying to mate with you, Shael.
She's underage and not with adult supervision at the moment.
Oh my goodness. Get that
Yes.
devil comment out of here.
I'm sorry. I forgot. Sue's so much older than me in real life.
When I say devil,
You need Victor.
I'm,
you need Victor.
yeah, exactly. Victor
Victor.
and Gael.
Jeez.
Toast you.
Do
I'll
not
move you
encourage
along
bad
to the rest
behavior
then.
of the child.
He didn't say anything. I'm just saying that I think
But that's the entire purpose of the game was.
one of those fiends might have. All right, Rhiannon, you had someone to
Yeah.
speak with.
Yes. Julian. Hi.
Right.
Feeling better?
I'll say it once more for those who may not have been present before, of the state of this woman, who is of pale skin and a wet mop of hair, is in basic underclothes and is lounging in the water like it's a hot tub, though it's probably quite cool. This is, as you recognize her, Jillian Gulliver, the sister of Jastor, the man who founded the Empire. And she just looks up to say, "Oh, hi, folks. How y'all doing?"
The
I'm
OP,
sorry, is this-
if you
Is
will.
this person undead?
No, I ain't. I just had a long and tortured life.
She was also in the basement of the Mage Tower. There were lots of things down there that were terrible. I mean, you're not terrible, Jillian, but your condition.
That's all right.
Awful.
Rose like looks at Rhiannon real quick. It's like, you and I are going to have probably another conversation you're not going to enjoy when we go to the Wood Elf Forest.
Why? What did I do?
I don't have pleasant conversations with anyone about things that we discover that are bad.
Hi, I was in the Mage Tower for a couple months. Everything's bad.
Everything is awful.
You only want to say, well, what are y'all doing here?
Well, trying to gather forces or tell people to run and hide because we've got a big old fight happening in Virgin City soon because, well, jackass who puts you in a cage, yeah, he and a bunch of his little buddies have now made a city of undead.
Are you joking with me? Are you
No.
joking me? That damn guy.
I would love to be joking with you.
We took his city from him 300 years ago, and he still wants another one.
Well, it's a mess now.
He's probably
I've
trying
been
to
there
make
since
some deal with the metaphorical, I hope it's just metaphorical, devil to get his...
No devils this time.
all right. Then it's metaphorical.
Orcus? No, Orcus. It's worse than a devil.
I don't know what
Demon.
that is. It's bad.
Big,
I take it
scary,
as bad.
undead, awful.
Great. He's probably just trying to get some damn deal to get his phylactery protected. Ooh.
I knew I should have grabbed that stupid bottle.
Yeah.
Trying not to die.
Well, if you're looking for my help, I'd be happy to do so, but I don't know if I step out of this pool here if I'll drop over dead in 10 seconds. Why don't you ask the big furry fellow up top?
Okay. You're very unnerving. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's just my
Walk away.
Dale fan hospitality.
I think it's the fact that you're like 300 years old. I think that's part of the whole disconcerting part.
And Jake, if you don't recall, this is the character which was first so wonderfully voiced by David during our Virgin Origins session.
No, that part I remembered because I remember that it was the Southern lady that I put that 2 and 2 together.
Yep.
Mostly because my Southern accent was shit. However,
We all went Southern that day.
Well, 2.5 of us. I was bad, but Rose actually go like, oh, Dalefin, great. When Rose will like actually start asking, so when did Dalefin go like bad and like unproductive and stuff?
What's wrong with Dalefan? It's always been a nice place.
The basement of a tower. Years. How do you know?
I don't know anything about Delphin since I was last there. 350 years ago. So if it's gone bad since then, I'm sorry to hear about it.
If you actually step out of this pool, are you actually going to die?
I might.
She was doing pretty bad when we found her.
Okay. Well, I was going to be like, great, another person to help Delphin rebuild again.
Would the 15-year-old make some sort of check, considering that it is kind of the family business to know if people are alive or dead?
Make an Arcana check.
I mean, let's.
Rose make a medicine check, but Rose, I think, knows what she's up against here.
You know what? Here. Oh, never mind. Look at that. You do the medicine.
Yeah.
Was it
I'll
that bad,
let
really?
the experts do expert things.
Looking at this woman, something about her is wrong. You, from enough experience, get the sense that it's likely that her magical essence is scarred by repeated use of blood magic, and whatever ritual may have been done to her, which Rhiannon described. And to that extent, it seems as though it's entirely likely that she could be in big trouble. And Rose, to your check of medicine, it's like you're looking at someone who looks like they're probably in their mid-30s, but their body also sort of simultaneously is showing signs of like, there's just like little clumps where it's like crazy wrinkles, like it's like, this is not correct. But
wait, hold on.
As she splashes the water onto her face, it kind of smooths out again.
Here, as a first level grave cleric, I have Eyes of the Grave.
She's not undead.
So, okay, that's a start.
Okay.
There we go.
So
we can work with that.
This is a human that has been artificially kept alive for More than
For very, very
thrice
long.
normal lifespan.
Yeah.
Would Rose?
You know.
This might be a Sandy actually level problem. Would Rose know of ways that we could perhaps maybe fix or undo some of this? Because I know there are ways to redo old age, but it's not a quick process.
Wait a minute, hold on. By looking at her, does
Or, like,
she look like Grampy did? Because, I mean, Grampy's
No.
alive, maybe, and shouldn't be. This is a completely different
different
kettle of
thing.
fish. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. As my if Grampy learned it from her somehow.
All right.
No, but I think Grampy probably used it on other people.
Once again, I found the thing that was keeping her alive was the cage that she was kept in against her will.
That
Because
nice.
that's what they do in that stupid tower. Did. The tower's gone.
That's
I
rude.
burned
That's rude.
Yeah, it was quite rude.
Rose is like actually legitimate, like thumbing through, like not so much like a spell book, but redoing, like there are ways that you can screw with age, both good and bad, and it sounds like this is the bad. Would Rose know of a way to start undoing that? Whether that be like levels of greater restoration, or is this above her capabilities?
You could try.
Well, that's presupposing
could
that this woman
try.
even wants that to be done to her. We don't know if she's happy as is. That's if she even
So
wants
that's like
for it
sort
to
of the
be
thing,
undone.
like that, like based off that medicine check, like I know like greater restoration is like very, very specific.
It could, I would say in a non-specific way, it could assist with a process. You could certainly give it a shot and see what happens.
We're not fighting the next 12 hours, are we?
Probably not.
Okay. Rose is going to attempt one greater restoration on my friend, mostly looking to either get rid of a purse, which I don't think is how this would work, or I'm assuming there are multiple effects affecting this person's either ability scores or hit point maximums, because damn.
Yeah, so as you apply the spell to her, she will give a, "Oh, thanks. I feel a lot better. I feel like I could take on the whole world, and I'd be happy to. If there's any thoughts of me thinking I might want to be dying, no, I'm happy to keep on living. So, yeah. Shall I risk coming out of the water for a second? See if I fall over?"
It's to stand there with my hands out.
Yeah,
Okay.
like we can shove
What
her back
I
in
do-
the water, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
She'll gingerly step out and go,
Keep having to catch.
"All right. I think I'm good to go."
You sure about that?
No.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
Rose kind of sort of like, yeah, I'm not sure about it either. This is, how old are you again?
Roughly 350. But, you don't ask a lady her age.
I don't know if I've ever done magic on a human that's that old, but yeah, that's not normal. Okay.
That's right.
I kind of sort of look over it.
I ain't nothing but a
kind of look
special
over it
girl.
and go like,
Yeah.
We've
what?
seen so much shit over the past few weeks, and this is the most weird thing that you've seen. Like,
This is honestly no offense, Jillian, but you by the time we got done to you, I wasn't surprised by any of the things we found.
That's all
Even that
right.
day.
I'm
sure I'll
look
find
over
a way to
here, it's
surprise
like,
you if
no,
I
it's
want
not-
to.
I look over Gray here. I'm like, this isn't the
Sorry.
weirdest thing I've seen. It's the weirdest thing I've had to fix that actually worked.
Huh.
I think.
It
Weird is normal. Being a chance to actually fix it, it doesn't normally go well for me.
Right.
you like normally heal. You concern me.
Shall we to those atop the
Yes.
tree?
Let's go do that.
yeah.
I don't think I ever met the tree. Did I ever meet the tree?
The tree, it's not a tree. It's the people that are on the tree.
The tree is just a
How's
tree.
Ricky? Can Ricky come to the battle?
I
Or like
think
the hot
that's,
state prince that's Ricky?
yeah, I think
Can he
that's
be our mascot?
probably, yes. The little raccoon's gonna change its shape into that of a fey-looking man who will smile down and wave as you all arrive. Say,
Back then?
"Hello."
Hi.
barely met you, but hi.
Don't you want to meet him more, though?
I mean, yes, kind of. I mean,
I mean,
His fur is very soft. If he'll let you, when he's a raccoon, I recommend petting him because his fur is the softest I've ever felt.
as somebody who turns into animals often, I find it very odd to pet somebody else while they're in animal form. It's just very odd.
He'll say,
Well,
"Oh, I quite like it. If it's such a thing as one which you would wish to do to me."
No offense, but I find it a little odd. If I say the word odd one more time, I think I might.
Odd as many things
I don't know.
about me, and odd I do not reject.
Okay. Right. Interacting with people is weird.
I mean, maybe it's the devil I've been hanging around lately, but I feel like I'd pet you in human form, too.
He'd say, "Ah, a proposal most surprising, and yet unwelcome it is not."
Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind.
Jillian walks right over to him and just pats her hand down his bare chest and says, "Ooh."
Well, I thought you were supposed to be on the
See, this is the kind of stuff that we're fighting for, guys.
For the sake of hot, shirtless dudes everywhere, this is a fight I can. Yes. I will join that.
Wait a minute, hold
fight.
on. Is this guy aware of the last like hot shirtless dude? Like he was an asshole. And we had to kill him. He's aware of
No.
that.
No.
I'm guessing no, but if he asks, well, we could always tell him. But
Veneros here
Yeah.
will speak to say, "Greetings, my friends. What brings you to the Dream Grove?"
Gathering allies for a battle. The battle.
The battle. Then speak to Lapinor, see what he has to say. And the great Fey Wolverine that's just somewhat curled, leaning just a bit in a comfortable resting pose on the gnarled trunk of this tree, says, "Aye, yes. Tell me of this fight. Tell me what you desire."
Well, I mean, you heard a little bit of it when we were here the other day talking to the wand.
Yes, a great evil has arisen.
And we have an opportunity to strike at its heart and destroy it, but we're going to need all the strength we can muster. Would you
Yes.
leave the grove and fight alongside us? If the evil is not stopped here, it will spread to this grove, like it did before.
And yet the grove is myself. I am the grove. I left, and the grove died. I returned, and it flourished again. Where I go, the grove follows. Should you fail, I would leave this place. I would go back to the Fae. I would go back to life. And my grove would go there too. This is a battle of the living and of the dead. And while I would count myself among the living, a mortal I am not. And mortality is the grounds for which this battle is fought. But those in my care, they are at your disposal.
If I could ask, if you do have to leave, let's say we do fail, and you do have to leave, would you kindly take the very lovely mushroom folk with you who have now made a home in the cave nearby? I would feel bad if they had to move
Yes.
again, but I did promise to keep them safe and find them a new home.
I count them as a part of my grove. I will protect them.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much.
Jillian's gonna pipe in to say, "Hey, Big Bear Man, does that mean I get to go on whatever adventures I want?" She'll say, "Perhaps." The great creature speaks and says, "You can go on this one. If you fail, then you will die, as will everyone. And if you succeed, then you'd best find your way right back here for another bath. I'd say you could take 1 day for the week." to leave this place, or maybe a week for a month. But you must spend a good amount of your time here unless you wish to have time catch up with you. Say, got it. And turn around and step towards the water and dive into it. Splash.
I look up at the Wolverine because I was going to tell Jillian this, but she decided to swim away. I can get her back here quickly if we succeed, so that's not a problem.
Shael has a water skin. Well, no, hers is filled. We need an empty one.
I do have an empty water skin if we need to.
All right. Yeah, because hers is currently filled with some water she doesn't want to part with. So.
Well, actually, let me ask the caretaker of this grove. If we took some of the water with us, would that help, Jillian?
It would become normal water as soon as it left this grove.
That's fair. Just
Alrighty. There goes that idea.
Kind of figured, since you said when you leave, this place dies. Figured it was you that was kind of keeping it all how it is, including the water.
Koro steps forward to say, I will go as well to this great battle with you. Find my friend I will first, however, and in fluffy form will I greet her. Until
Where did we leave, Margie?
Until the time when swords are drawn and blades are crossed and death and life all upon. And with that, he swirls his way back into the form of a small raccoon and dashes off to go find Margie.
Aww.
He can figure that out himself. I'm sure.
Good job, rookie. We believe in you.
Veneros will say, I must contemplate whether my duty stands here and with Lapinor, or if I should join you in your fight. I will consider. And I'll leave that to Boris to decide whether or not Veneros appears on our battlefield. With that, are we settled in the Dream Grove?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then onwards.
Okay.
And are we settled in the Valley of Rain itself?
Whatchamacallit, if we make it to Dalefen today, we had left, if you remember, the elder kind of high-powered druid guy to help cleanse the land of the farm, the land there. Did we ever check in with him, see how he was doing? Maybe we could swing by and let him know what's going on.
That
in
is
case
certainly
he hasn't
something you could do,
heard.
yeah.
And just kind of let him know and either give him the chance to get the heck out of Dodge or, hey, you want to come help us do things?
Yeah.
Because that would be nifty. I feel like we owe it to him to at least give him the chance to decide if he wants to stick around or not.
Right, fantastic. And
I think the only thing, I know we kind of hand waved it, the only thing we might have actually informed him is, hey, the contract got signed. He's actually allowed to legally farm there and no one's going to fuck with him. Like Virgin Empire-wise, which we already kind of assumed, but...
Oh,
well,
this is like a
better
material
news.
plane kind of contract, not the scary kind.
Oh no, like actual, like
This
diplomatic,
is a
like pull out
legit-
like a tattered
legit-
pile of... Oh no, not that one, the good one.
Yeah, the
that's
druids
like why I was
were...
here was...
Yeah, the druids
literally
were
to start
treated
getting
poorly.
the druids to, like,
I
perform
got out of the
agriculture.
mage tower and people just kept taking me to hell, so I'm very confused by contracts right now.
This is a
nice
I
one.
don't like anything that occurred over the last 48 hours that I wasn't here for.
I
Like me,
keep
not
getting
not
taken
Rose.
to
I know
hell.
Rose was there. I mean, Rose doesn't approve of anything that you guys have done the last, like, week.
Well, you know
I
what? She's going to lighten up a little
be in
bit.
hell ever. I am a druid. I do not like these things.
All right.
Literally
Rose
all I wanted was to allow the druids to actually, like, farm and sustain a people that were dying. And I was told that was a bureaucratic process I had to go through. Goodness, I'm
There was
surprised I
paperwork.
haven't voted for anarchy like Gwayher has. Because,
There was
quite frankly,
paperwork
it would be
involved.
faster.
Shall we then to the Forthane Forest?
I would like to go back home.
All right, and with
Yes,
you,
let's get Ambassador Lady home.
we are
urgently.
bringing her. Is
It's mostly an act at this point. Like, we actually, like, we came to an agreement. We don't actually hate each other, but it's just like Rose still despises the process with which it occurred, that she has to, like, not hate this person. Not just because we're both diplomats, but because circumstances.
You can hate her
Rose,
all you want. Nobody's stopping you from hating anybody.
As you are intending
No,
to travel
hate is a strong word.
in
I
that
only dislike her
direction,
now.
Rhiannon, Evi approaches you and asks to come as well.
Yes, please, of course.
So, shall we go then to the woods through Rhiannon's transport via plant spell?
Go.
Teleporting there.
We
Walk
are
through a hole in a
indeed.
tree. I made a hole in a tree.
Through a
Walk through it.
yawning portal
What spell
of
is
life
that?
magic,
Clicks.
you appear within
What do I
a
say?
small
That's fun.
Fucking
camp.
druids.
This forest has a soft luminescence of green that comes from its trees. Light, white, and yellow from flowers, and a shadow that falls over it from a sinister tree, darker than the rest, that rises over the forest.
Okay, I don't like that part of it, but the rest of this. Right. I look back at the ambassador. It's like, I'm sure you don't come out to this neck of the woods that often.
Who's this red glowy person with
That's
us?
Evi. She's a fae. She's awesome.
That's
She
who?
also got Evi. She tried to grow a tree in hell and kind of got stuck there until we beat the crap out of Nafriti and named him Luigi. Yes, that actually
Or-
happened.
Yeah, or lasagna, as he might affectionately
I
be called.
personally prefer lasagna as his name, but official name is Luigi.
His
Yeah.
official name is Linguizix.
No, it's Luigi.
So,
Per his
No.
contract
We all,
holders.
I immediately
Okay.
wrote down lasagna, and I never even met this person. I immediately wrote down that name the first time I heard it.
Ha!
Evi
See, I'm
is
right.
a fae of life. She made a bad deal with a denizen of the Hells, which caused the tree that she tried to plant there and herself to burst into flames.
True
She was
story.
rescued from that bargain by Rhiannon and several others, and is with you along as well now. Turaklir, very happy to be back in the forest, will say, I can see the Forest Lord is here. We should speak with him.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot happening here right now. And I just point to the big tree.
I'm sorry, the what now?
There is a big, scary, ugly tree.
There's also a big creature that's kind of
Yeah,
surprisingly appearing.
He's fine.
what's up with this guy? Do I know any of these elves
Oh my
around it?
god, it's
that
the
is my
druid
best
version
friend.
of the guy from Neverending Story. Burn it with fire. I'm sorry, I said that out loud.
No fire!
Rhiannon, would you like to tell them what this is? This creature?
This is God.
It's called a
Sorry,
treehorn.
Thank you. It's treehorn. He's connected to the forest. If you notice, he's kind of mimicking the big ugly tree behind us as well.
What's up with said big ugly tree?
I don't know yet.
Why not?
Because I keep having to go other places.
It seems that our
That's
attention
above her pay grade.
it seems our attention is drawn to the treehorn and its blight as well as the forests. Then we will handle the elves. Those nearby, Rhiannon's parents, her mother and father, are working to
Hi.
keep it and protect it. This creature appears naturally, as you can see here, but what is not depicted on its artwork is the affliction. From the top of its neck, growing down past its face and onto its chest, is a dark, growing blight that appears the same hue with hints of red and black as that tree that grows up above.
Has
Tree.
it gotten worse since we were last year?
Yes, but only a little. Not
But it's,
crazily. Not much time has passed.
but it's spreading is the question I was.
Yeah, nothing seems to have stopped it. But Evi will step forward alongside you, Rhiannon, to say, I think I know what's going on here.
What? I've never seen anything like this.
I spoke in brief with Latifolia, the dryad within the valley.
Mhm.
He's not ready yet. I believe he knows what he'll need to do. I don't think he wants to. That tree is alike the one which bore him. Perhaps brother, child. And so ultimately it will be his responsibility to resolve. What I can do is I can stop its spread. This creature is a manifestation of the forest, much like Lapinor is of the Dream Grove. And what ails it ails the forest. What ails the forest ails it. Vi reaches her burning fingers up and carefully begins to draw a singe line, scorching the creature's fur with a around that infection. And you can see as orange light flares on the horizon. She says, I'm creating a wall. It will cut the spread of this forest into Cadlia proper. Yes, it will burn some trees, but it will not spread like wildfire, for it is my fire. This will contain the tree until Latifolia is able to come and resolve it.
There's nothing I can do.
Perhaps a calming touch for the creature in pain is the best.
I shall cast Cure Wounds.
This is above my bard pay grade.
Apparently, it's above my druid pay grade too. So you know.
Whatchamacallit? I mean, she's new at it, but she's willing to try. Would a little bit of radiance potentially help?
It could. Would like to attempt.
All right. Well, it's a tree, and trees love sunlight. So I wonder if she could. Actually, okay. So I gotta look at the spell again. I can once a day with the circlet do daylight. I can also do sunbeam. I have more than one trick I can try.
Would you like to summon some of the light of Apollon to attempt to soothe this creature's pain?
You know what? I'd like to think it's worth a try. Can the creature has the creature spoken at all?
No.
Or no?
Have I? Because I mean, I've only seen him once before, but I was doing.
You haven't heard it speak. It might be able to.
Part of the stories or anything that he speaks.
Hold on a tick. Rituals.
History check.
Rituals.
Oh God.
Okay, I can do
Shannon,
comprehend language as a ritual. If I do comprehend language as
How
a
do I do
ritual,
this? I'm doing okay.
The treehorn is known to speak, but upon a rarity. And when it does, it is few words, purposeful words.
Right. Well, she's still willing to try doing comprehend language as a ritual, trying to do whatever I said, daylight on it, and then ask it if it feels better. And if she gets a reply, she'll at least understand the reply.
Fabulous.
So if we've got the time, give me 10 minutes and an action.
And it also costs.
You can do so. The time is amply available.
All right, then that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna plop herself down, ritually cast comprehend languages, and after she does that, she will attempt. Are we thinking sunbeam is better than daylight?
Everyone doesn't do damage, but I'm going to say it isn't terribly relevant because this is more of a narrative impact. So Shael can hold her hands up, and the sky, the clouds of gray will crack, and a beam of bright light will shine down onto the treehorn, breaking through the branches of the shadowing tree. And at that, the creature gives a roar. an expression of sensation more than words, but this man, Rhiannon's father, who has been quietly under his breath chanting since you arrived, will say, "The tree horn feels your light, and it appreciates it. Thanks you." He continues.
I'm sorry to say I can't do that again today. I don't get to do it often, but if it helped, I will gladly come back and do it again as soon as possible.
I can also do that if we need to, but I mean, gotta leave again. I don't know if that's even gonna work.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on a minute. There's a thing the kid can do. She will take off the circlet and hand it out to actually she doesn't know the best person, so she's going to ask who the best person would be to give them the circlet and hope that they can do the once a day daylight like she could.
The once a day will be linked to the item, not the
like I
person.
said, I can also help.
I will leave it simply as you all have helped the tree horn significantly and as much as you are able to for now.
Right. Well, Shia would take, knowing that the circlet is what allowed her to do it. She would
to leave
offer
it
the
with the
circlet.
elves here?
Yes, she would offer the circlet.
Perfect.
Itself.
I understand.
But again,
now.
she doesn't know. She would ask, like,
Valhira,
who would be
Rhiannon's
best
mother,
suited
will
for
step
it.
forward and hold her hands out to say, "I accept this if you are giving it."
Yes, I feel it would be it would serve a better purpose here. So yes, I would gladly give this to you and hope it helps.
She bows her head.
Rose would like to ask, I think, Rhiannon a question. Is this some like a blight effect, or what exactly is?
I don't know, and from the sound of it, it has something to do with Autophilia. This tree wasn't here when I left a couple months ago. This wasn't.
I think I know what it might be.
What?
Well, Autophilia is like the reincarnation of this Fae. How do I explain it? Autophilia is from the Feywild, and
I gathered, yeah.
there was some kind of like tree, very significant tree, like some kind of world tree almost, that was destroyed by some kind of corruption in the Feywild.
That wasn't confirmed. All that was known was that Latifolia had a vision of it being destroyed.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like that doesn't just happen out of the blue. And then all of a sudden, I mean, this forest is the closest place, the closest connection to the Feywild.
Is reacting to what happened there? Maybe?
I think that's what I'm thinking.
That would make sense.
I mean, that big looming tree, it might just be that tree. You never know.
It could.
I mean,
again,
Rose would like to try
thinner.
one thing.
Sure.
Might just be overlapping.
After that, let's move to the elves.
And I know, right? As I know, this is probably it's already worked once today, so it probably won't work again. However, this sounds like this is something that might be petrification related, so we're gonna try this again. Because why the hell not?
Doesn't seem to have a significant impact.
Shit.
We don't want to heal too much anyways, because we don't want to undo what Vi did, because that's keeping the forest safer.
If I will remain, she'll say, "I'm going to keep doing this," as the flame and cinder still burns from the flesh of the tree horn. While I'm here, that tree won't spread.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ambassador Turaclear will
Wish
approach.
I could do more for my own home.
Say, "The Forest Lord is ready to see you now, if you would speak with them."
Wait, Laz?
With you all.
Is the Forest Lord aware of who we are? Question mark.
Where I'm from, basically from rural Mississippi.
You are in rural Mississippi, so
Exactly.
yes.
It's more referring to the non. Well, hold on, wait. Let me look around. Shit, I'm
Wait.
the only elf I'm the only non-elf here.
I think so, but we'll vouch for you.
Might be able to make your
That's
ears a little
good because I
pointier.
did something real bad a couple months back.
This man steps forward. He says, "Greetings to you all. My name is Canthir Ulanthon. I am lord of this forest. I have been pushed from my home by that," and he points to the tree, "which grew from my garden. Cursed be the dryad that planted it. I ask you, why? What more ill has come to this land that the elves must do service to?" His wife will step forward to quiet him and say, "Don't be so confronting, please. So, how can we help?"
The battle ahead. I'm sure you've heard of what happened at the capital.
We have not. What has occurred?
We ran through.
You've had no word from the capital? The catastrophe there?
A forest that sparks hatred has begun to grow from within the heart of ours and then encompass our borders and spread outwards into the continent. We have been focused on that.
Maybe we can help with that.
That's probably a bad thing too.
Seems you already
A
are.
lot of things.
That is the issue. That is another issue. If you have your own, bring it forth.
Well, a cult that worships
same
orcas has taken over Virgin City and committed a massacre on the population there, turning them into the undead. And we have an opening to strike at their leadership, but we need soldiers to help. Sounds like you're a bit preoccupied. Perhaps we can help you with your problem and you can help us with ours.
My soldiers can do little against hate besides kill one another. We have several safe paths out of the forest. I'm surprised to say it, but your problem does sound as dire as ours, if not worse. It is only service to this land to do what I must. I will marshal our forces.
Could be the same problem.
And I will lead them to Virgin City.
All of our problems are the same problem.
What if this forest of hatred?
I do not know how we can act against it. We have tried to breach the tree and it rejects us.
I can attest to some of that. I tried to touch the wound on just here to see what it was, and I've only felt that blinding hate one other time in my life, and that was wholly justified. This was out of nowhere. You can't.
I mean,
nothing.
And questions seem to be arisen enough, so I'll clarify that this is a plot which Latifolia is alone able to resolve, and we will be handling during our finale regarding the tree.
Okay.
Insofar as they can, the elves will send a body of their forces, which the Forest Lord volunteers to lead.
I can probably, if we have to, I can probably get folks as close as we need to. I just need to find a tree.
Appreciated,
There's no
we will
need
say.
To marshal people. I can get people places fast.
He approaches this woman and says, "Sepok, I place the leadership of the elves of Forthane in your hands until such time as I return. And if I do not, then you lead the Forthane elves of Cadlia." Someone will say, "Well, I'm shocked and flattered, but I don't know that I'm the right choice. I kind of made a mess of things down in that Valley of Rain." Say, "It is of no consequence. You served your Forest Lord well, and your people well. And in this time, we will let blood debts remain in the past." Yes?
Oh, I feel a very piercing stare come right at me. And that gets said.
I just look back at Rose, just go, let it go for right now. I don't know what happened, but let's worry about our big problems, and then we'll deal with the small ones.
Like Rose is like mostly staring at her shoes right now. She's like, "Yeah, I deserve that."
What is what's this guy's name again?
Canthier.
Is
Canthier.
that hot shirtless dude's father?
Yes.
Bummer. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, so he 100% knows we done it.
Canthier,
I don't know if he knows we did it.
you show a great humility and generosity in aiding us despite what's happened to your people, and I appreciate that. And know that there will be a change of leadership in the Empire when this is all over, and your people will have a place in it.
Then it will be good for me to be close to the heart of it when this change occurs. And Turaklir will raise a finger to say, I'm gonna wait to mention the Dark Elves until after this is all over. Canthier goes, it's a good idea.
Rose is kind of like, yeah, maybe there's a lot. Rose like, yeah, there's a list of things we probably shouldn't mention right now. It's in the top 5.
So
also,
think it's going to be concerning. Does it?
there, if I could mention, there are also some, desert elves is not appropriate for what they are, but kin is kin, and kin helps kin always. There were some elves from up north who were caught up in the fight, and they don't want to be part of the war. And I believe they will be looking for a new home once the war is over. So I thought I could at least mention that now, before the fighting and things happen.
Canthier says, then we will speak with them once the fighting is over.
They were very nice, and I would like to help them find a new home, if possible.
All right. So, we are now amassing our forces. As you can see, I'm starting to collect tokens for us at the place outside of Virgin City where your marshalling shall occur. Shall we to the Dragonspine Mountains and to the Virgin Dragons? Give this crystal and empire, and these crystals, their name.
Yes.
Why not? Wait,
You
where
know
is
what?
Port Zor? That wasn't on the map before.
Yeah, it is. It's always been up there. It's a smaller.
It would be-
It's a smaller settlement.
We've never been on that side of the map. Like,
It would be nice to get some
let me
more
rephrase.
of the water.
My group has never been on that side of the map ever.
Yeah.
This is, I think, the first time I have been
Port
like
Zor.
to the east of anything Virgin City.
Port Zor is
I've always
mostly
been on the left side.
Yeah, Port Zor is mostly a trading outpost. There's not much there in terms of civilization. It's kind of a cold, shitty place, to be honest.
It's a refueling port. It's not a.
Yeah, it's to receive goods from the major continent to the east, but the route that they have to go through the forest and across the whole continent proper to get to the major settlements makes it so that not a whole lot outside of exclusive goods come from there. All right, so
Might be a good spot to take people who want to hide.
Whatchamacallit, if we know that's where we're going next, Shia will ask if anyone has any water skins or even maybe like small barrels that they could spare, empty barrels. If she knows we're going to the source of the water, the healing water.
Oh, there's
right.
The only
That's
source
where we're going.
No, the only source of water
This
is at
is
the
not?
top of the Valley of Rain. That is a natural
this
spring
is not the.
that is purified by a major virgin crystal. You are coming to
Okay,
where
so where
those,
we're going is not.
you're coming to where those crystals have naturally grown. Gwahir can lead you up into the Dragonspine Mountains, into a cave, a secret entrance, which she is aware of from a past trip here, to where these dragons make their home, and you can see several of their young standing here, watching your arrival. And one which is much greater at the end of the cave, so proceed forward as you would.
How are these dragons reacting to us? Do they
What was
seem...
that last?
Tentatively.
Shit.
You know how to get here, and as you approach, they're sort of squaring up a bit, but they're not showing any hostility, just wariness.
Rhiannon's
I understand your wariness, but we come in peace and with a message for your leader.
And one of them will say, "Ah!" and start moving in this direction and gesturing you along. What would you like to say, Audrey?
Rhiannon, if she was going to try and similarly do it what I heard. That's all. Just
Perfect.
not going to hurt you guys. Never, ever do that. She
I
is
don't
in
suppose
utter
these things
shock
speak of
of where she
Bissell,
is
do
right
they?
now.
Abyssal? No, and that was probably less of a spoken word and more of a grunty snarl.
Grunt. Yeah.
Because some of us do.
Draconic.
We have Abyssal, Infernal, Sylvan, Elvish, but not Draconic.
I can speak Draconic, actually.
Ooh, look at you, Elder. You should, at your age, you should know all the languages. Really, I would think you've had plenty of time to study.
He's also a bard. He can cheat in all the languages in like 5 seconds.
No,
But I'm just saying, as far as
If
age
you want
goes.
to parts.
I know. Yeah, I have all the memories, but not right now. I have all the languages memorized, but just not at the moment.
So, you approach this great dragon, which you, Gwaihir, have spoken with once before, for this is Gorgothir, the patron of the Virgin Dragons. And as you approach, it says, "Why have you returned to our place of rest?"
I'm gonna speak in Draconic. I'm not as super confident in this, but I'm gonna do it out of respect. Just a little bit of what I would say would be kind of a formal greeting to him.
Okay.
And then I would ask him, I have a request from you and your kin that I entirely expect you to decline, but the Virgin Empire has been destroyed by a demonic cult.
Ha!
Yes. Unfortunately, well, fortunate based on your history, but unfortunate because countless innocent lives were lost.
They chose the wrong empire to follow. What has
Many of them.
happened is fate's hand bringing balance to the scales. The Virgin Empire falling is most satisfying. They steal our name. They steal our eggs. And it grasps the large crystal and then pets it with a soft caress, and you can see all of you within it, a small swirling form of what must be an infant dragon inside. They use them to make torches, to make weapons. They even made a whole barrier wall of them up north. And they've fallen. Good.
The people who made the choices how to use your children are the ones responsible for this cult. The 4 of us here are victims of them, although not as victimized as you are, but I don't mourn the destruction of the Empire. I simply hope to end the cycle of violence and build something new out of the ruins that is more just.
Would you be the leaders of this new, just civilization?
Are they both still speaking Draconic?
No, he's been speaking common. He doesn't give a
Okay,
shit.
I
He
just
wants
wanted to-
y'all to hear him.
You can be, in part. This isn't a...
Me?
Yes,
And what if my
or-
first command were to be to equalize the loss of lives upon virgin dragons? Take as many of their young children as we desire and consume them.
That has already happened. The followers of Orcus
Probably
made sure of that.
Probably tenfold.
Have they
This
suffered
isn't just
enough?
This isn't just a problem for the Empire. What's been summoned in that city is not going to stay within its walls.
Yes, it will spread
First,
here.
it's going to destroy my home and then yours.
What is it of? What force?
Demons. Undead.
These things are not pure.
Not in the slightest.
Virgos would see all things impure be cleansed, like we cleanse the water of your valley of rain.
Yes, well, right now, there is an opening, a weakness, an opportunity to strike. We need to
Then-
gather our strengths and attack. Otherwise, the undeath will consume all of existence, including here and the rest of your people and the rest of your unborn children. And I gesture at the eggs.
I know this. I have your scent. I will be able to find you. If this is a deceit, I will
Then you know I'm
find
not
you
lying.
and consume you. I will not risk any of my children to take on this battle. But I will
Don't.
circle overhead. And should the opportunity present itself, as you suggest it will, I will join to purify this stain on our continent. You have compelled me.
You are wise beyond my understanding. And thank you.
Now leave before I stop being wise.
Of course. I'm gonna back away slowly.
I am just like, yep. Once it's gone, bye.
Shael, Rose, did you have anything else to add to this?
I think that went rather well.
All things considered, yes.
I'm guessing
Rose
she
might
would-
be a little more. Rose might be a little more. What's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more cranky Rosie than normal because Rose and dragons don't get along, obviously. But that's why I kept my mouth shut most of the time.
Just away here.
He didn't want to know.
role-playing.
He didn't want to know. He didn't complain. Once he stopped complaining about the Empire, I'm like, there is no Empire. It's dead. We're trying to save what's left of the people.
Just go here, role playing her plus 13 to persuasion.
That's damn right you are.
Jeez.
All right.
Yeah, Shael honestly would
It
just
works.
like do her best to just like curtsy and say thank you for helping.
The dragon pays no mind,
So
Hell.
absolutely.
and yet happily moves forwards, and therefore you take it. It was appreciated for what it was worth. Right. Where are we going next? Destinations include the Shali province to speak with Rastin and what remains of the revolutionary force to the north, to Dalefen, and then one final destination.
Would like to catch back up with Rastin.
When we,
The
when we
rest,
say
yeah.
revolutionary force, are we talking about like the
Um.
shitheads or like the actual nice people?
We're
The
talking
nice
about an
people.
army of mages, monsters, orcs, and exiles that blasted through the border wall, which is why it appears to be a non-consistent border wall.
Right.
And laid siege to Virgin City. It was during this siege that the Cult of Orcus made its move and took control.
Let's move right.
Hell yeah.
Rastin's
Let's-
freaking awesome.
Let's go meet them.
So the guys who accidentally started this shit are actually going to be the ones that help us fix it.
Accidentally started this shit.
And
Let me
we're
rephrase. They accidentally gave the cultists the opportunity to start their shit. That's what I mean by accidental. They totally started their own shit, but unfortunately that
Don't-
allowed the really bad guys.
This is like a Clone Wars situation.
Rastin is one of the few people Rhiannon knows. Don't talk shit about him.
You make your way through another one of
I-
Rhiannon's tree portals after
Rose
a
doesn't know
healthy
anyone, so Rose,
long
Rose doesn't
rest.
care.
It's like, I could try. It's like before I go to sleep, I could just like cut open a hole in a tree and gotta go to bed.
You come through and eventually make your way to a northern town wherein you have understood that this force has gathered. Coming into that town, you find orcs, lizard folk, and exiles, as well as a number of captive mages that are still present in the town, along with Rastin, who stands as their leader, who waves in your direction, beckoning your arrival to say, "My friend, Rhiannon, it's good to see you again."
Good seeing you again. Hopefully, this
Reaches
time
out a respectful handshake.
he gets a hug.
Ah! Thank you.
Listen, last I saw, I thought you were dead.
Yes, well, we did it. We killed Orphan Maker. We destroyed his hold over the monsters, and they've spread. It will be a task to hunt them all down. I'm sure they're causing ripe chaos. But at least they're no longer focused on the living. Many of them destroy forests and boulders.
Rhiannon just glowers at him like, forests. Kind of important.
Apologies.
How are the orcs doing in civilization right now? Or are they just chilling, like they're just having a good time?
They
or are
look
they
like a bunch of bodybuilders who are on their rest break. That is to say,
Right.
wandering around, wide shoulders, and looking for something to do.
I feel the need to give them something heavy to pick
Yeah,
up.
they're gonna need a responsibility.
Their leader is down in the Valley of Rain, where Natas took him. So,
Kind of bad feeling about this.
Maybe we could just give them boxes to move back and forth.
Rastin will ask you, tell me, what happened at the city?
It was bad. I got in. They put up a new barrier. This one purple. It's something from the Mage Tower. It's evil. I got.
What
in
are
just
we
when
going
were
to
closed.
do about it, for a better question?
I point to Gwei here. She knows better than I do. Something about a boat.
What? A boat?
What we're gonna do about the crystal to get in there?
Oh, do you know Lars Larson?
No!
I know Lars Larson quite well, yes.
Oh.
Lars Larson is going to fly his ship into the crystal and destroy it, bringing the shield down.
It'll be the second great crystalline construct he's shattered. What a brave man.
Yeah, well, this might be his last brave act, barring
He
divine
said that
intervention.
the last time.
Well, then that gives me faith that he'll make it through this alive.
At least perhaps his soul. What can
That
we do to
means-
help?
We just need manpower. As soon as that shield goes down, we're going to strike at the city. We know what to do to defeat that creature. The one with the two horns. And
It seems this force was always destined to take Virgin City.
Now full
Yes,
of that, apparently.
and if I have my way, that Queen Empress will be stepping down, and you and your people will have a place at the table of what comes after.
That is
Even these
right.
orcs and these lizard folk will have a place in the Empire,
They
What's
are
that?
assuming they're
they are sworn to me, and so they will follow into battle.
I look at Rastin. I said it there. If you don't have a seat at the table, I'll do what I did before again.
They wouldn't like that.
Not against it.
Right.
What about
Anyways.
these? What about these captive Exaris mages?
Let's talk to that matter. Also, you haven't introduced me to your two other friends. I believe I saw you in passing. Hello, my name is Rastin Moorbrook. I was the head of the Miners' Union in Eastern Cadlia before I was exiled for trying to resist further cuts to our pay.
I
I like
owe
this
you
guy.
an apology, sir. And she'll hold out her hand to shake his hand. When I first met you, I didn't entirely trust you. I thought maybe you were that evil man, orphan maker, in disguise, trying to trick us and the Empress. So I apologize for thinking bad things about you. And I hope we can be allies.
As do I, little one. Turns to you, Rose, and extends a hand to shake.
Rose will go with her formal introduction that she normally trails off on. Lady Esquire, Rose, Tranmere, Northern Line. Oh, God, I hate that so much.
Then don't say it anymore. I understand.
It's force of habit, unfortunately.
No, I mean, I appreciated hearing it the one time, but you'll never need to repeat it to me again. I respect you.
Oh, no, believe me. Yeah, no, believe me.
It's your name. You chose it. I mean, what are you mad about? Like.
Let us go speak with Lydia.
It's like one of those things. Like, you don't understand. If I don't say it the first time, Grandma's gonna show up and beat me and write me out of the will. Like, I have to say it. I don't want to say it. I have.
It's a compulsion. Is it like a compulsion?
Grandma can't turn into a bear. Can she?
Listen, Grandma turning into a bear and then beating my ass would also be on the table. I completely believe that would be in the realm of possibility of one of my grandmothers being able to do this at this point.
My character's Grampy just
entirely possible.
You know those parental threats? Mine got really weird with Wild Shape. Yeah, no, parental threats.
Oh no, no! This would be a straight cast polymorph on yourself and beat your granddaughter's ass as a bear, 100%.
Yeah. No, my mom.
Some of our grandparents are just undead. I don't have a cool part of this conversation to add.
Yeah, we're.
Rose would look around and just sort of look at like the quote unquote fighting group and wonder if she's actually impressed by it.
It is impressive, and I will say on the outskirts of this village there are more of them. I am representing a fair amount of their number here.
Sure. But like total like numbers wise, like between the miners, the orcs, and the elves, because I know the Valley of Rain forces are minimal and more specialist. How many numbers are we looking at, like ballpark?
Ballpark is difficult, but I would say if you are successful in recruiting all of these groups, you will easily have enough to take the city.
What's left of it?
Okay, that's a separate. The great thing about armies is when they're not fighting, they're really good at fixing shit, or at the very least, demolishing and rebuilding stuff. I know we've been there.
All right, I'm gonna throw this out there now.
Construction company.
Yeah. Yep. Listen, I don't care who rebuilds what, but no, I'm gonna throw this out there now. I don't think Victor is still listening, but if he is, the 15-year-old at some point is gonna say, "Hey, I'm cool with all you devils living in our city if you help us rebuild it, and then you can build your homes, do what you want, help us rebuild the city, and you are citizens, hooray!"
I'm sure Lucy would say, "Much appreciated. We'd be happy to take you up on that offer."
Yeah, listen, the 15-year-old's gonna wheel and deal all she can to get her city rebuilt.
But for now, Rastin gestures towards this woman, who is tied in ropes and urgent bindings even, restricting her magic. He'll say, "May I introduce you to Lydia Jacksonair, descendant of Tarum Jacksonair, who did rule Exaris."
Hearing that last name, Rhiannon starts digging her fingernails into a palm, trying not to.
Rastin will say, "Lydia here helped me unite the tribes of the Badlands, helped us gather the Mallet of Sands which we needed to break through the way to come here. And then she took control of the whole army from me."
So you are like your, what? How many great-grandfather?
Lydia will turn to you and say, "No. My goals are not personal rulership. My goals are to impose anarchy on this entire continent. It is what Lord Gelrazun requires, so that the strongest must rise from the ashes."
God damn it!
I think Lord Gelrazun doesn't have a solid grasp of the definition of anarchy.
Your family is insane. Just putting it out there.
Well, Rastin's question for you should be clear as day. Do you want the power of blood magic on your side in this fight, or are we to remain tied up here?
Who says we don't already have it?
Do what you will. If we are left to stay out of this fight, so be it. But we will join if you allow us.
Maybe
And then what after?
That's a good question.
We will ask for representation. Our goals are not so major as they once were. We no longer have that power. We were the outcasts, sent into the Badlands to die by the first Virgin Emperor. We are the descendants of those people, that is.
Yeah, well, your ancestors were also pretty fucked up.
Yes.
Yes, they were. Should the children suffer for the sins of their
actually.
parents?
I mean, you guys did just try to, like, co-opt a revolution and
Is that not what
seize
you're attempting
power.
right now?
I mean, not
Co-opt
really.
anymore.
Like, we're not doing this out of personal gain. All I want to do is make instruments for the rest of my life, and I don't want to die. I don't want to rule an empire.
Rastin will say, "Look, between us, I'm more than happy to leave her to rot in this local cell. I'll let the barkeep from this town that we unceremoniously took over and the keys and let her rot."
I mean, this is the guy
Look,
who's supposed to be your friend saying
I
this.
back away enough that she can't hear me. It's like, I'm full of shit, okay? I know about this blood magic, and I don't use it. And the
Yeah, I
only
mean, that's
person I
probably for
know-
the best.
yeah, no, I will
Yeah.
never, ever, ever use it. Because her ancestor is Eel incarnate. However, I've seen what it can do. It might be helpful. And I
Yeah.
keep saying that.
I mean, here's the thing, is like, we help these people out now, and they're just going to try to seize power later. Like, I mean, I don't know how much worse they are than any other group that we're inviting, though. I mean, they're just a little bit more overt about their intentions.
How many numbers do they have? Not just like the 8 people or whatever it is that are captured. Like
They've
in Cadlia,
probably
like, how
got
many, like,
2
more of them are
dozen spellcasters, probably about a third of which are high level.
See,
Yeah, I mean,
that's
that's
actually the part I'm concerned about, is having folks with that kind of power.
We should take a hostage. And I think
Something like that.
and I think some of them can fight. I think that the leader sits out, and her subordinates can fight alongside us if they want. If they want their freedom, they can dissolve their association with the Exarish regime, and live as free mages in the Empire. And they'll be forgiven for the sins of their fathers and for their insurrection.
Rastin will nod and say, "This is fair. I agree."
That works for me.
He'll say, "All right, Lydia. They all go free, but not you. You were the engineer of the scheme that overthrew the purpose of my insurrection, which was just to seize land for people to live in harmony. Not to kill, not to depose leadership, just to find peace, which we thankfully might now have in reach." So, Rastin and the mages will be joining, so I will go ahead and represent them on our map over here. He will say to you all, "Thank you for coming to me. Thank you for informing me of the nature of this terrible plight. We will root out this evil."
Thank you for.
You're a deeply honorable man, and I'm happy that you're going to be by our side.
Thank you for everything. And also, I'm sorry for probably making everything worse. That mine. I feel like if I hadn't done what I did, maybe we would have just gone to jail instead of getting completely destroyed.
All right. Now it is to Dalefen, correct?
So,
Makes
See
sense.
some old friends. All right, let's get it. to Dalefen we will go.
I keep hearing of this Daleton. I've never been.
Congrats.
Aw,
Congrats
it's
on the
not that
Dalefen
bad.
visit. This is like best value Fandolin.
Hey,
Brands.
hey, Dalefen's way better than that place.
Delphin's a very nice place.
So,
I mean,
Is that
towers. I like it.
is that my boy Dirk Sternglen in the center of town?
it most certainly is.
Rhiannon is not with tall people, is she? Because she was going to try to hide behind somebody seeing Dirk.
No,
Yeah,
it's well, that means that Dirk heard Shael yelling about meeting up in Delphin, so that's good. She's happy about that.
It may or may not have been part of the murder of two paladins of Stamos. That might have happened.
I mean, fuck the Paladins of Stamos.
I
Spiriel.
don't like them, but Dirk is very large and kind of scary.
Dirk steps forward to you, Shael, and says, Shelley, you're all right. I'm so happy to see it.
Yes, a promise is a promise, and you promise to not die, and I promise to keep your little stuffed bear, Fuzzykins, safe for you. And she'll take it out of
I'm sure he
her.
would say.
Yeah, she'll hand it back to him. Yes, he was in very good hands. And
Speaking
I'm
of in
glad
good
to
hands,
see,
I never would have believed it, but as we were failing the battle, we were on the brink of defeat. Undead soldiers came to aid us.
You have Papa to thank for that. Me and Papa. I asked Papa to please tell his undead army to please go assist.
Shael, we
and
really
so
need to talk
he
about
did.
your father's undead army.
That's not the
Well,
only thing you two need to have a conversation about. And Rose is just going to keep walking right on by.
Thank you, Rosie. That wasn't really helpful in the moment. I know you didn't mean it that way, but that was not helpful at all.
He'll say, save the conversations for later. What are you doing here?
Well, we came to find you, and
Well, you found me.
yes, and to see if
You
there's
didn't
anyone
fall in a
else
hole
here.
this time. We're very proud of you.
That would be the sheriff. We came here to see if anyone else in town would be willing to help us when we go back to the city to try and, not defend it. It's already been destroyed, I'm sure. But we are still going to go and fight the evil that destroyed the city.
The sheriff will approach and say, destroyed the city? My goodness. Why has everything gone to shit this year?
It's probably because of the cult Orcus.
What? What's that all about? Who's an
Cults are bad.
Orcus?
Join one.
I've
Just know
never
the
joined a
cults are
cult in
bad.
my life, he'll say.
Well, don't join one now either.
Why would
I find
I?
that
I mean,
Just saying.
probably because you got killed and resurrected as an undead slave.
That would do it.
Anyway,
yeah,
how's
that
your
sounds-
sword arm?
Strong as ever. My crossbow aim is even a little bit better. I was happy to nail one of those Exar's bastards as they ran away in the distance.
Yeah, about that. That kind of. Never mind.
Right.
Rose doesn't believe him.
Rose
I don't know
rolled
insight
13.
13 on the. I don't know about insight 13 on the crossbow truth, but I go with I don't believe him.
You
I
don't.
love him, but I don't believe him.
All right. So, he'll say, well, everyone's over in Spring Steps. It's weekend, and Mayor's bought everyone drinks for surviving the attack of the monsters. I suppose that it's not just monsters we're dealing with now.
Oh, yeah, definitely
Nope.
not.
Let's go, he'll say, and then say, Sorry, Furley, I think there's going to be a lot more paperwork for you to do. And he says, why is it always paper?
As he says that, Rhiannon just whispers, paper does burn well.
Will you head to the tavern?
Actually, yes.
Yes.
Because if he is even still here, well, Shile's got some people to thank for babysitting BB for her. But there was also, I can't remember what he was, orc, half orc. He was just a bard, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was a traveling bard.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
the bard
can't.
guy.
Yeah, but
I know who you're talking
he
about.
was.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, but he looked big and strong and stuff. But yeah, she's got people to. Well, she already thanked what's his name, but she'd like to make sure what's his name, even though his heart's gone, is still doing fine.
All right. And so,
The general store guy.
to the tavern we go. Entering this place, there are the sounds of merriment. One of the first figures you sight is a half-orc that nods all politely at each of you and says, Ah! Ellie! Rose! Good to see you again! Passing by, the sheriff and the Urgent Ambassador will make their way to the bar, where you can see the mayor and the druid and the farmer are, as well as the gnomish bartender. Or was he halfling? I can never
Druid.
quite.
Where's Druid Man? I am so happy he's still alive.
Druid Man's right here. Spring Step rushes up to you new arrivals and says, Well, hello there! How are you doing today? Welcome to my inn! Would you like to try my special brew? It'll put a spring in your step.
Sure.
Yes.
All right, that's just gonna be 1 gold piece.
Is it, my friend?
Do I have money?
That's the deal for you, my friend.
Yeah, I guess I can afford that.
All
Okay.
right.
Bit
I do
pricey
have-
for a single drink, though.
You'll never believe
It'll
this.
be
All right, I'll take it. How good is it?
fine.
You? All right. And he takes his 2 gold pieces and rubs his hands together and pockets them. And he's gonna rush over.
Where's the drink?
He's gonna say, Lally, 2 drinks! And this bartender will say, coming right up! And then bring 2 flagons from this large keg and bring them to you both. Say, enjoy, here you go, ladies.
Thank you.
It's a softly bubbling brew. Will you drink it?
Sure.
Does it smell weird?
It smells like a spring
Not yet.
field. And as you drink
Okay.
it is strangely almost tasteless, and then there's
That's weird.
almost a spicy aftertaste. It's a little mix of sweet in there, a little dash of it's not bad. Oh, and the aftertaste remains. It lingers for a very long time, and several minutes after consuming this stuff, you feel almost soft, like your feet are slightly numb.
Don't get drunk
I
this
think I'm
fast.
drunk.
Yeah, Rhiannon looks over where. Do you usually get drunk this fast? 'Cause I don't.
never get drunk at all.
I
Um,
did once.
This is weird.
Yeah. I'm gonna
This thing has an amazing finish. I'm gonna tell the bartender.
It's really good. Really, I think I need to sit down.
Dirk
I like Dale
walks in.
Pen.
Dirk steps up towards the bartender and says, Spring Step, I need 8 teas for the order of Stamos. The big grin on his face.
You loser.
Dirk is one of the cheapest tightwads you will ever meet. So if he's the one paying, I'm amazed. But I have a feeling he's going to collect the money from all the other guys. Dirk
Yeah,
does
probably.
not part with money.
And the local priestess will kind of linger a bit nearby to Dirk, and Dirk just goes lifting his chin up in the other direction, and she'll kind of take a seat again by the fire.
She has a crush on Dirk, and Dirk is totally friend zoning her.
That's because
Is
Dirk
what
is
that's all
fucking
about.
gay.
He's
Well,
Oh my gosh.
Dirk only has eyes for
in this
Stamos.
campaign.
Yeah. Jeez.
Like Dirk is gayer than Gael is. Okay.
Dirk only has eyes for Stamos. We know. We know.
Oh my. It's
I
that.
mean, you're gonna pick one man to be in your life. You know, Uncle Jesse's not a bad one to go.
It's not. I wouldn't be mad
Have you
about
seen
it.
these two cast or fucking what the hell is that stupid spell called?
Zone of Truth.
No.
It's Shield
Or
of Protection.
Oh, the Shield of
Faith.
Faith. Yeah, Shield of Faith. Yes, the Paladin condom brand. I made. Yes, that is a joke I made. Yes.
Oh my.
Yes.
Are nuts.
So,
My
with that in
gosh.
mind, the mayor of the town, as well as the sheriff and the druid, will get up from their drinks to approach you all, and Mayor Marion will say, "What brings you back to Dalefen so soon? Is it another attack coming? Don't tell me it's another attack coming."
It's another
Um,
thing.
It's
It's
not
another
actually
attack
coming. We're
but this time.
Yeah, it's
Well,
already
no,
happened.
Now this time we're on the offensive. We're not surprised
We're-
this time. We're gonna be
we're
the ones doing the attacking.
going. It's not coming.
Right? And
It's already happened.
what's to come here about then?
Passing through, we're organizing to the east.
Right?
East? Something like that. And wanted to figure out if any refugees had made it to here.
We've seen some coming in. We've helped them set up camps on the outskirts of town and used some of the local unowned buildings for them. There's even a big old mansion that some are taking refuge in. I hope you all don't mind.
Oh, our
Technically,
farm.
It's not mine anymore.
Right, our farm where we are trying to cure the land where there were giant rats.
Right. The rats are all... The druid, Badiah, will say, "The rats are helping sow the fields now, and they're getting due payment in food for it. They'd like
Wait,
more
hold
than
on.
they get, but they get enough."
You converted the rats into farmers.
You're dang right I did.
That's
Jesus, that
lovely.
is a level of either ingenuity or stupidity I have never seen before, and I, for one, am here for it.
I would have felt bad if the rats either were killed or asked to leave after they made a home there. So I'm very glad that the rats got to stay. We'll have to go and visit after we're done trying to defend the city that's been destroyed.
Right, he'll say. Now Delphin's gonna become a tourist destination. Oh, gosh. The museum curator will be thrilled. And as his name
Is she with us?
mentioned,
Is Jillian with us?
Jillian's not with you.
Oh, because I was about to say, speaking of.
But coming forward is the man who runs the museum. Will say, "Did I hear my name mentioned?" And the druid will go, say, "Hello there. It's a pleasure to meet some new friends. Tell me, is history happening on our doorstep once again?"
If by history you mean mass slaughter, then yes.
Oh, mass slaughter, I don't like that. Jonathan
so-
Fox, a pleasure to make your acquaintance. He holds out his hand and shakes anyone who would receive it vigorously.
So
Like, I
here's
was like
some
my
good
fucking
news.
Dad.
You might be happy to know. Well, we'll have to ask her to stop by if she can, if she doesn't die. We have met Jillian herself. And,
No, the historical Gillian Gulliver.
yes, she is
Goodness.
somewhat alive, I believe. She is
She
not
is very much alive, just very,
she's-
very old.
yes.
I'm shocked.
So, perhaps we can introduce you, and any questions you have about history and her, especially, you will get to ask her directly.
This is like a figure from the childhood stories I heard come to life. As impressive as it was to hear of an army bearing down on Virgin City, to see an elven racial conflict happen in my very own hometown, and even to spend several years amongst the library of the Red Knights in the realm. This is perhaps the most astonishing thing. Ah, I can't wait to meet her.
Oh, this guy. It's this fucking guy.
I don't like this guy. I've
You
never
should
met
be
him, and I-
dead.
What?
How are you still alive?
Ben, this is only 20 years since the last campaign.
And I'm not saying because of age. I'm saying because of all of the things this man has been through.
He says,
And he's just a...
Not only that, like, he would be the guy who'd be sitting there. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go like hang out by this building like a mile away from the battle, and the random catapult misses badly and takes out the whole.
This is
tower.
like
He's
the guy who, like,
This is the guy who would absolutely be that dude. You're like, oh,
Do I not
you find
remember
him?
him
You find him
from
like a month later.
Wait, do I just don't remember him from...
in the first campaign, he was on the boat that we went on with, like, from the Virgin Empire with the crystal that tried shooting fucking Tiamat, and then it got blown up, and we, like, rescued him.
Tiamat is
I
different.
remember that, but I
Right.
don't remember him
It was
being
not
with
not
us.
Tiamat. We can't.
Tia-
we can't say that.
Tiamat.
I don't
Yeah.
remember him being with us,
Tiamat.
but...
Tiamat.
Yeah, God, I was about to make the same joke. Jesus, stop it.
Y'all are too
God.
much.
We'll just call it Tiamat. How about that? I don't remember him, but I believe you and I trust you on this.
He was like this. He was like a weird assistant guy, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
He was there as like a weird observer assistant. He was
An
there for the
intern,
crystal,
he was
and
an
then
intern.
exploded. Something like that, but like the crystal exploded, and he
Shit.
was like kind of right next to it, and we actually thought he died, and he didn't.
I mean,
Alright,
he's got a
well,
promotion. He's not a weird assistant anymore.
I
Now
found
he seems
guys-
to be a weird guy. in
He
charge.
runs a
guy-
museum.
This guy has 9 hit points and 9 lives.
There you go.
And he's gonna go for
runs a
trip.
museum. He's happy.
Oh,
But
boy.
yeah, so
I'm gonna
there's
stand
Shia. That will
directly
be her
behind this
thing.
man in the
Pavilion.
final battle.
Probably a good idea.
I'm going
Oh my
to strap
God.
him to a shield and carry him.
Wait, he's Orcus in disguise. It's gonna turn out he's actually Orcus.
I am deeply suspicious.
Okay.
He's lovely. He's the curator of the museum. He's just a history nerd.
He's like the meta narrator of the entire world. He's like the Watcher from Marvel Comics.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
He seemed nice at that time.
Brianna's gonna look over at Shell and it's like, do you realize that like Jillian's a person? We can introduce them, but like she also has to go back to the the Dream Grove.
I'm sure
It's a piece of
the
history.
curator would be very happy to go back with her if it means he gets to talk to her in person.
Oh my. Well, nonetheless,
Sorry, Dream Grove. Sorry about
Sheriff
that.
Tully will say,
Uh,
well, what do you think, Badiah? Do you want to join us in this? And he says, me? Join in a big army battle? What am I gonna do, bonk him with my stick? I grow plants. I don't fight wars.
Rhiannon just looks at us. You can grow plants that hurt things. You too.
Don't get in the way of going in. I'm more of a defensive fighter myself. I'm not a fighter at all.
Okay, just stick with your plants.
I mean, you were pretty good that one time with that grow plants, but that was, one asshole and a handful of elves. A little bigger than that.
Look, do you want me there or not?
I'm not gonna force you to do it. I'm not gonna be the one trying to hurt all those rats again.
All right. Well, that's the thing. All right. Well, there's not going to be a Delphin at this thing, so it's all right. Fine, I'm coming. Tully, you're coming too? He says, I wouldn't miss it. The mayor says,
This whole-
right. I have a breastplate. I'll strap it on. I'll be at the back of the force. I don't want to do any fighting if I can avoid it, but I'll be there to litigate things once the fight's over. How's that?
Yeah, we're gonna
Maybe?
need that too at some
And
point.
Jonathan says,
hopefully.
I will be there too to chronicle this historic event.
Okay,
Tried to
Rhiannon's
fall
just
off the
gonna
boat
look at
this
them.
time.
You two, we do have some folks who can't fight or have been through too much to not want to fight. perhaps maybe staying behind with them might be better for your further existence.
Sam, a man with a permanent bandage across his chest, will raise his hand and say, "That's gonna be me. I'm gonna skip the fighting, all right?"
That is perfectly fine.
That
Good for you.
that man has seen way more shit than he needs to in one.
Yeah, he's
Season.
been through enough.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Actually, Rose, I turned to how I point. Like, how's that thing working? Is that getting? We got the thing out of him, right? It's just.
Mm-hmm. He says,
now?
"Whatever your grandfather did,
Yeah.
Shael, I'm still walking around. I still have my free will. I'm still not breathing. Well, but some things are all right." He kind of smirks at his
But okay.
girlfriend behind the bar. He says, "Yeah, it's all right."
I look over at Rihanna. I go, "No, it's fine. I said there was like a dagger. It was like that big. It's a long
doesn't
story.
breathe.
I am,
technically, I kind of sort of like all that stuff that's supposed to be there. It's not there anymore. So
Don't you?
yeah,
Need those?
we're not exactly sure how it works either. But
if Grampy did one thing right, I suppose it was helping with that.
All right.
Okay.
We've got the forces from Dalefen and the Paladins of Stamos. We've got one
I heard
last
they consider,
location
like,
to visit.
6 people. The forces from Dalefen. What about the rats? Can the rats help us?
We're not having the poor rats come help. They've been through enough, and we need them on the farm.
Just because they've got like 2 hit points.
We need them on the farm.
Guys, I can get us little critters to fight if you need. I got it.
Lastly, shall we
I
visit?
was just hoping to make an army of
Porthoris.
rodents of unusual sides.
Yeah, because
I
aren't
can
these
do
rats?
that.
Yeah, aren't they like the size of dogs? I think the rats
yeah.
are like dog size.
Oh, they're big.
Yeah, these are not.
We could
Yeah,
let the
well,
halflings
these are
ride them
not-
into battle.
These are not like pet rats. These are like legitimate, like Princess Bride ROUS. Like
Yeah.
these things are like moderately sized
I-
houses.
If Mara wants a
Summon
mount to
creatures, I
ride,
can do that.
Everyone is.
Yeah, but we already have like 800 of them.
What is at
Maybe like
Port
100.
Thoris?
What's at Port Thoris is the naval force of Virgin Empire, which includes trained soldiers. There's a garrison there, and it would be of interest to rally them.
Probably.
And do they have any land
Like a
boats?
marine force or like an actual like garrison
Probably a bit of both.
or both.
Only way to find out is to head there. Shall we?
Okay.
yeah, why not?
Yeah, I
Why
guess.
not?
I'm just hoping that they haven't been talking to the other forces in Virgin City because that would be a problem.
Actually, it's good if we go there because Shael can go speak with the nice funeral home guy who put us on the whole trail that led to her family's bullshit, and she can let him know that, like, she resolved things or figured things out or stuff.
That it's his fault.
Not his fault. It's her freaking grandfather and father's fault. Not that she should admit that, but she's going to.
Among the people who you blame, yeah, Grandpa's at the top.
Yeah,
He's
Grandpa's the
he's
one that
probably
murdered
top.
the other funeral home guy and his 2 sons and turned them into zombies in their own home. Because that's normal. That's what grandpas do.
Actually, that's actually a good question to ask. Like, Grandpa Spellbinder, is he like how high up on the was responsible for all this shit? Is he on the list? Is he like number 1, number 5?
He's
I know there's other people.
he's probably in the
involved.
top 3.
As nature intended.
Folks, we go
Sorry, Shelley.
to
Grandfather's a dick.
Port Thoris, and just outside of it is battle occurring.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
Monsters from the
Oh,
Exaris
no.
warded army.
Damn it,
Well,
guys.
It's not
Roll
your day,
initiative.
monsters. You know what? It's not about you today,
What?
monsters. We're busy.
I was wondering. I was like,
You
damn,
need
is this
the
a
hell-
combat-free game?
Oh, that's adorable. That's adorable. You think so? And in
I
defense
cast
of
greater
Grampy, he wasn't a
invisibility.
dick when I created him, by the way. Grampy
Go
was not a
on.
dick. Grampy was a nice old kindly man.
Oh my
Alright.
god. I'm gonna
You
make
can
a reference
see-
that I'm fairly certain. Well, maybe Ben knows this reference.
A number of Vergent forces are rallied in place, fighting this great flame belcher already, as it inhales smoke bellowing from its underthroat, bulbous engine almost, as it prepares to take another breath. What is relevant to you is this acid eater that is going to attack your group. First and foremost, will it attempt to use its barbed tongue on one of you?
Rude.
It sticks it out towards you, Rose, with a 25 to hit.
Who knew?
I'm sorry, a what now?
25 to hit, as a tongue with
Which one
sharp
did that?
edges and acid flings
That
out of its
dude.
mouth towards you.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing
dude.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's within how many feet of me?
Several?
He is within 25 feet of you.
25.
Oh no, he's gonna do that again because fuck him.
Second try is a 14. Is that a no?
God, I love this game. It's so dumb. Of course it's a no.
All right.
Like an AC 18.
Wording flare, hell yeah.
All right. He's going to leap on all of you and try and knock you prone. Please make dexterity saving throws.
Damn it, Rosie. You couldn't just take your licks, huh? Huh?
Nope.
I love a leap.
God damn. Oh, fuck. You know what?
Oh, God.
Next time, let the thing lick you inappropriately, okay?
I don't have a +5. Oh, I got a fucking nat 20. Hell yeah.
God damn it.
All right.
Lucky you.
And now I've been flattened.
Rhiannon and Shael, you are knocked prone, and you
Yeah.
take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Damn it,
And
Rosie.
Gwait here, it is a bite attack against you. 26 to hit.
What? How many attacks does this fucker have?
3 attacks.
3. Alright, well, I get hit for a bajillion damage.
All right. Rose, you're up. What you got?
And Rosie didn't take any damage from that, did he?
Nope.
How does this work?
Nope. It's a save or suck for the damage.
Wait a minute. Hold
Save
on.
or
So I'm
something.
taking 23 or I'm taking. How much? What?
14 to Shael.
Okay.
14 from the leap.
Rose, what you got?
That's a good question.
Things. Can I do things?
That seems unhelpful.
Oh, yeah?
Where's Natas when I need him?
Nah.
Yeah.
I miss my
Um,
Natas.
Rose is going to be a good little egg,
I need my emotional support barbarian.
right?
Your emotional support, like
Three.
shirtless devil.
A shirtless.
Me too.
Yeah, just fucking barbarian twink.
At second
Poor
level,
Natas has been through a lot. We can't get mad at Natas.
Bless.
I am going to bless everyone because I feel
Yay.
like that's going to be more important than trying to deal damage.
Everyone has the bless condition. Rhiannon, you're up.
Hold on, honey.
Okay. Cool. I am blessed, but I'm also on my butt. So let's. Cause now I have like
Stand up to start, maybe?
standing up, casting. What am I casting? Guardian of Nature. So that I am a tree. So I look more like a tree now.
Rhiannon.
Oh,
Trian.
I fucking love this spell.
Yeah, well, the best part of being a tree is that my dexterity and wisdom-based attacks now have advantage. So I'm going to cast. I can't do my favorite, guys. You're too close. I'm gonna cast Firebolt at it.
All right, roll disadvantage. You're in melee range.
Or advantage. What?
Dis-
I am? Oh,
Straight roll.
straight roll then, because I'm rolling an advantage because I'm a tree.
Oh, you're tree. 14 points.
Because I'm a tree.
Blast. Shael.
So,
Okay.
in theory, that was also
so-
21, in case anyone cares.
Oh,
if
I'm
I
sorry.
have
Thank you.
if I have to stand up, that's fine. But I'm glad this thing's right in front of me because we're gonna try one of these.
That's a hit, and it takes the 17 with a slap.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, she's not happy. She's gonna stand up and go, not really in the mood for your nonsense today, mister. And she's just gonna place her hand right in his face and do a thing.
Perfect.
Hi, baby. Mwah. And she's not gonna try and move away because she's gonna try and kill this little bastard. So here we are.
Just a heads up, Rose, you're gonna have issues because within 15 feet of me is difficult terrain. I think.
That's fine.
Wait here.
I'm sorry.
What you got?
You're tripping on roots. Alright, so first off, I'm not gonna disengage, so this thing can definitely opportunity attack me, but I'm gonna move over here.
It will try and bite you.
It's probably gonna hit me, but I got lots
No,
of
it doesn't.
points.
That's a 4.
Aha! Portent die!
Are you a druid
I have so many
divination
other...
wizard?
No, I have things that don't make sense for my class.
A
There's a lot of
necklace
stuff.
with a bluish stone on it glows for a moment. A shard of prophecy trapped within it causes this creature's bite to go straight into the
Yeah, no, I just
ground.
no. Bad.
What you got right here?
Cool. Bonus action, bardic inspiration on myself, and then I'm going to use my action to cast irresistible dance on our big flamey boy.
All right, what saving throw does it roll?
A wisdom.
Oh dear. Oh dear. There's some nonsense
it doesn't.
happening.
We're gonna make. This is the reference I'm gonna make earlier. We're gonna make the giant firebug
Ben,
from Starship Troopers.
It's an
fucking tap
irresistible
dance.
dance. You failed the joke.
Wait, what?
It has a saving throw.
It's
On its turn.
Oh. Oh shit! I didn't even realize. I thought you had to make a
Yeah.
save. Dude, this feels better than I thought it was. Okay, cool.
All right, this
That's
monster
so
just stops
dumb.
and immediately just goes.
Wait. And it's the big one, right?
Can song.
This
Or
guy.
is it the little one?
No, we're not dealing with the big guy right now.
The little one? Okay.
Your allies are up, and against this big son of a bee, it's gonna be great sword, which is gonna be a lovely 30 points of damage, and then the woman leading the attack force is gonna say, "Strike is 1!" And the soldiers are gonna just get in with a 1. No, maybe that one'll do it. That'll do it. And this big creature near its death's door already crumbles to the ground, and she says, "Onwards!" The Acid Eater is up again, and it's going to use its action to make a wisdom saving throw. It has +2. It rolls a 19. It is no longer
I'm
dancing.
going to use cutting words on it.
All right. You need to roll 3. It is still dancing.
And
Fabulous.
plus, aren't we
Do you
blessed
have
or something?
anything,
Does that
or-
matter?
Yep. Rose, you're up.
Creature have an advantage on attack rolls against it as an action. The dancing creature. Oh, this spell's so dumb. I love it.
Rose, as your turn starts,
It's like Tasha's hideous laughter from hell.
you wonder what continent you're on. You see winged griffins with riders come over the walls, and the shining tabards of the White Guard are amongst these
shit.
forces that have just arrived.
Yeah, boy.
Brianna looks at the
damn it.
griffins and goes, I want one of those.
You could be one
I
of those now,
literally
can't you?
will
That you've
turn
seen
around
them.
and go, they
No, it needs to
are
be-
not nearly as fun and exciting as you think they are, and they crap everywhere.
You're up.
Second.
I have advantage on this,
Okay.
so this is going to be
It has to be a beast. I can't turn
Hilarious.
into them. It's a monstrosity.
Oh.
Upsetting, truly.
I shouldn't be allowed.
You
to
have
do
advantage on
anything.
attacks against it.
That's why I'm gonna do this because I just think it's funny.
What are you trying to do? Oh.
You rolled a fucking
14.
1 and a 2.
All right.
I
That is
noticed
a
that.
cleric miss for the ages as you reach out that shocking grasp,
Shocking.
and
I'm
you are
dis-
indeed
I'm distracted by the
shocked.
hilarity. I was distracted by
It's
the hilarity
dancing,
coming over to my
it's
right.
Rhiannon, you're up.
I could disengage from this, couldn't I?
The
Yes.
15-year-old made her attack. That's all I'm gonna
I will
say.
I mean, he still has
disengage.
actions, he could attack you. He just has disadvantage.
Hold on.
Rose, who's the
5,
tank?
10, 15.
Oh no, I am
Wait,
the tank. No,
what?
that's the point.
No, you
Poor
should
guy.
have moved. Damn it. Anyways.
Brandon,
that's
you're
fine. I'll do the other thing.
Wait,
Well,
why
maybe
is
that
Rose
thing.
the tank?
I don't know because I can.
High
Okay,
armor class.
I'm just gonna scoot over
Not
so
bad.
that now I won't hurt Shelly or Rose.
Nah.
Reach out and
Appreciate it.
clap and thunderclap.
Oh, there you go.
Thunderwave.
Oh, that's
No,
why
thunderclap.
it's-
I can't do thunderwave because that's 15 feet. This is only
Yes.
5.
It
Just
succeeds in the
crouch
saving throw.
down and aim it up.
It's a very okay.
If
and
you would like
then-
to do Thunderwave, I will allow you to take it. It'll take half damage, but you do some damage. And then Shael's
Okay.
up.
Yeah, well then I'm gonna also use my bonus action to Misty Step the hell out of here.
Okay.
Alright.
That's only
Misty
with Thunder.
stepping.
So never mind. Okay, cool. Shael, what you got?
Alright, well, let's see. Am I at disadvantage because I'm standing next to it? I don't think I can Toll the Dead because that's range.
Toll the Dead's
Yeah, you
not
can.
an attack
You
roll.
certainly
It's
can.
a save
Yeah,
roll.
you can hold it as absolutely. You just don't have an attack cantrip, probably.
It's even better because it's a saving throw, so you aren't
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
get fucked over by standing right
Yeah,
next to
Toll
it.
the Dead is friggin' awesome. Always.
Yeah, no, because I was thinking Toll the Dead. I was thinking 60 feet meant it was a range thing. Oh God, how is
Within
that
60 feet.
worse?
Well, the
What?
good
How
news
is
is that it
my
has
God.
it has more than half of its hit points. Is that what it is, or
No,
it's
no. Why is it worse?
If it's damaged,
because-
if it's
Well, it's any
damaged at
difference.
all, it.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
long as
because-
it's missing hit points.
right,
Oh,
by
it's
right-
missing
first-
too.
But it should have.
The
No, I
first
got you,
roll-
I got you.
Hold on,
3d12.
something it didn't roll. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Didn't roll correctly.
8
Yeah.
points of damage.
All right. Yeah, it should be 3d12, not
The
creature
creature
is bloodied.
Let me fix that.
We're getting there. These are like the 4 utility characters are trying to kill something right now.
Great, here you're up.
But I want to explain. I have never been able to kill anything in this game. You people.
I'm
played
gonna
it for how long?
shoot my longbow at this thing,
That's a hit.
and I'm gonna use my vicious. Do you guys have anything like that actually does fucking damage? Besides fireball, which is probably not the best thing to use right now. I don't. I'm gonna
No, that
use
might not be helpful.
vicious mockery on it.
It fails. It takes 7 points.
More like ass eater.
As an act on 1,
I have
allies
something
come
else
in.
I can do.
you have something else for your turn.
I have another. No. My next turn, if this thing's still alive, I have something else I can do.
Well, we've got
I don't
Griffin
think it's going to be.
backed riders coming in, and we've got 1, 2 great sword attacks. That's exactly the armor class on the 17. That'll finish it off.
Nice.
Okay.
Sweet.
I was gonna do a thing, but now I don't have to.
And that takes us out of initiative as Leah, Knight of the White Guard, will say, the Northern Alliance stands ready. We hear that something's gone terribly wrong here.
And Rose is just gonna look up and go, "Yeah, you're late."
And the commander, or admiral, I should say, of the naval forces will say, yeah, we're late too. Greetings, Miss Tranmere. I believe I met your father during the war. It seems another one's arrived.
Yeah, he met a lot of people. How the heck did you guys get here so fast?
So fast. Still gonna take some time to get there, but word's reached us.
That's what I meant. Well, I mean, I know I cheated.
Did
on
that
an
dumb
aspect a
general
while
make
ago,
some
but
bad
still.
decisions or something?
Which one?
Never mind.
A dumb general has never made a bad decision in all of history.
We're ready to go.
Rose would attempt to fill in the Port Thoris garrison as to. I'm sure they know some of the events, but like maybe more of the specifics.
Fantastic. So, As-
And then
Mhm.
I would also want to know, like, how many White Guard forces are there?
White Guard forces is small. You're basically dealing with the flying contingent that was hanging out around the southern border and some of the sailors from the ship, so not that much. But it is something, and they are here to help. And we have, importantly, the large naval force of the Virgin Empire. Navy is their primary military, in fact.
Doesn't help us for inland fighting, but okay.
Well, but their troops can get on the ground. Draw swords.
They are they are light infantry. They are better than nothing.
Fair.
Even if they are skirmish light infantry, they're still. Actually, if they have ranged capabilities, crossbows, even that would probably be much better.
Blah blah blah. Adult talk. Shaila just wants to pet the griffins. She doesn't care about the rest. She asked if she can pet them.
I will merely. So, which with the first lady who was there, Leah, whatever her name was.
Yeah, Leah, who was one of your adventurer recruits way back when.
Yeah. I just go now. This particular griffin actually is well behaved and well mannered and well learned, which is not to say most of the ones we do get. Look over at probably the other guy who's the other griffin's just like wanting to chomp on something. I said, yeah, these guys are bastards.
Speaking of
they seem lovely.
griffins and bastards, let's go to.
They listen. Crap everywhere. They have minds of their own.
Let's go to.
To be fair, we only had to revive Ren like 4 times. So.
Let's go to Port Anghar, where in a hospital of the goddess Lyra, Lysander has arrived.
Oh no.
Oh.
To deal with a mortally injured young girl.
That's not the same little kid from the Witch Clan, is it?
No, it's not.
Thank God, the child is scary.
This is a young girl named Stacy that Mara's daughter sits next to and says, hi there, Mr. Big Cleric Man. My name's Louise. Can you help my friend Stacy?
Not exactly sure what I'm helping with yet, but absolutely, that's why we are here.
Roll a medicine check to find out.
If Lord Mir did answer Shael's prayers, she might be in better shape than she was last time anybody
or at
saw
the
her.
least in the same shape.
Yeah, she won't be worse.
I wasn't prepared. I don't have the right character to do. Hang on, give me a second.
Wait, why do I recognize that token? Why do I recognize that token?
Which one?
This one.
That's Lysander.
Oh yeah, this, huh? Let's see if he can do what Grampy couldn't or didn't try to do. I'm not real sure if Grampy ever got here either.
He didn't get here. Medicine. All right.
That's fine.
Did it work?
Yes. Simple analysis. This poor young girl has a dagger stab wound in her chest. You can see the hilt of the dagger on the table next to you. The dagger's blade appeared to have been made of a crimson red crystal. The blade broke off and disintegrated, causing the wound to be permanent. And as Louise will say, somebody, a Rosie, tried a greater restoration on this, and it didn't help. Said maybe her dad would show up. I think that might be you. Use something more major.
Rosie would be right, and I don't know if Rose has ever informed me of his traveling companions, but I might recognize one of Mara's siblings or
Maybe.
Children.
Maybe.
So what? This is the part that I don't know. I haven't messed with a high-level cleric spell in a very, very long time. What am I looking at? Which can deal with this?
That's a good question.
Do you want the level 1
regenerates
cleric to come and help with this?
No, like regenerates on the table.
Consult the 15-year-old. She is the Doogie Howser
right.
of the group now.
I mean, you're playing your level 20 fucking cleric right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but I honest to God, I have not looked at this at this spell list in so long. I barely look at my my spell list. It's the same freaking character.
Word heal.
What you got?
Just kill her and then cast resurrection.
Jesus.
If that would be
So
the plan,
that's-
I wouldn't have you do the whole killing part. You could just start with the resurrection.
Well, that's what I mean. Like power. I mean, she's not. Is she missing? She's not missing hit points. Not power word heal.
She's missing permanent hit point. Yes.
Not. Oh, she. Well, is it permanent hit points?
What you
Because
got?
I'm inclined. My first inclination is either power word heal or regeneration.
Why don't you put both of those into our chat so we can see what we're working with?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Let's see.
Don't you start over there. Don't you start. Now I gotta find the. So here we go. We have power word heal. And then we have. Regenerate, which is. No, that's
Alright,
not what I
she's
want.
none
Dan.
of
I want this.
none of those. So that power word heal would just give back all hit points. That's great. But would it heal the wound in her that was caused by an evil dagger?
I feel like regenerate might be. Just judging by regenerate, it looks like regenerate's probably closer to what.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to have you do, Jake. Roll a religion check, please.
At what now? Religion?
Yeah.
Good thing I don't suck at these.
Jesus. All right. Well, which
Hell yeah.
deity you want to answer your call? Because all of them, I think, are currently.
They're fighting over who gets to answer this
Lysander?
phone call.
Yep.
Is your intent to heal this wound?
100%.
In that case, you reach out one hand and place it on the child's stomach, and golden light begins to extend from your fingertips as you feel the presence of Apollon on your fingers. As so, you expend a 9th level spell slot, and you watch as that wound is no longer soured. Those crimson crystals are expunged by the light, and the young girl finds herself healed by your touch. She gives a, "Oh, thank you, kind man."
You're very welcome.
And you can see the wound still remains, and then little Louise is going to immediately cast a Cure Wounds on her and close that up. Say, "We'll have you back in great shape in no time." Just say, "Thanks. Thought I was gonna die. But I'm okay." Wow.
Is this the same dagger as before? I know Sandy's seen the previous one.
This looks to be a dagger from the old Exaris regime, made with blood magic, made to maim. But its legacy is destroyed.
Gotcha.
And the one who stabbed her, I can't remember if you were there for that session, but Shael took care of
It's
him.
not.
Shael took care of him.
Is there
She
another
found
session
out and-
with Sandy in it that I missed?
There was, but
at
not the
least
one we
One
referred
of the
to.
one of the ending of the Dalefen quests, we met Cthulhu.
Yeah, and that's when Shael died for
And-
realsies.
Hmm.
And Sandy brought her back.
Sandy had to bring back Shelly because a minute
Yeah.
of Revivify had already passed, so it was beyond Rose's capability.
Yeah,
So-
but Shael still thinks that Rosie's the one that brought her back. She doesn't know that it was Sandy that did it.
Little life saved. Shael, you feel the presence of Mir to say, "Little Stacy is all right."
That is very good news. Thank you for your help. I'm sure it's because of you.
At this time, you all gather outside the now cursed gates of Virgin City. Your forces, that is, the forces of Cadlia, are united in accordance with the will of their pantheon of unity, and now standing and ready to retake a lost home. I will see you all on Sunday for our campaign finale. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to it.